Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Devil's Latest Issue podcast. I am your host, Mr. Vegas. I'm joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Mr. Fatman T.
Good evening, and on today's show about shit on the internet.
We're also joined by our regular current co-host. It's the blue one himself. It's Echo.
Down, boy.
Down, Bessie. Down, Bessie.
That's
Down.
really dark jokes that happened.
Down. Bad horsey. Bad horsey. Down, horsey.
Oh yeah. Is your? I've completely forgotten to ask.
If you're gonna ask the question, I think you're gonna ask, not live on air, my gamer.
All right. I'll just pop a quick message to Fatman T.
It's probably for the best. If it's the question, I think it is at least.
Yeah, it's fine. Yes, that happened one day, and it's one of the things I do.
Yeah, it still sucks though.
It does, but
I'm honestly surprised Scotty isn't celebrating because I know Scotty had like massive amounts of beef with it.
Yeah, that's because I'm not a fucking sociopath.
Not beef with the dog. It's a case of like just a constant war between the two of them.
Yeah, like Just because the dog was a fucking asshole, you know, doesn't mean I didn't still care about the dog.
Which way the dog was up by 3 points, so Scotty's never going to win that contest now.
I mean, yeah, you're not even wrong. Yeah, like I've officially lost that war, but at the same time,
Wait, hold on. You guys were keeping score?
yes, we were.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Right, some quick bits of news. I'm
Yes.
reading.
Boris
Boris Johnson's in a murderous rage after the exam into the COVID has concluded.
Yep.
What was it?
I have a very flattering picture of him. I'll show you now because it's funny.
Yeah.
Basically, Echo, ex-British Prime Minister is pissed off because things weren't fucking handled correctly in terms of COVID, which is stupid because he's the reason it wasn't handled right in the fucking first place.
That's the picture the trolls go with.
All right.
Right there.
Why does he look like a drug addict?
Because the British news think they're funny, that's why. And also, he's probably a drug addict. It's Boris Johnson. I wouldn't be surprised.
President Trump has done what many people wish to do and haven't done yet. He's demolished the White House.
Well, he's demolished part of it to, and I quote, build a ballroom.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, look, I'm no fucking like marketing expert or nothing, but like maybe it's not a great look to build a fucking ballroom onto the White House. You know, when there's people having riots in your country calling you a king and a tyrant. Like maybe building something onto the White House that you would see in like a palace when people are accusing you of being a fucking tyrant king isn't the best look. Maybe it's not the best political message to be sending at the time.
The woman apparently been fined 150 quid for pouring coffee down a drain.
Yeah, which, sure.
The Louvre's reopened after the arrest of the four people that stole from it.
No, those people haven't been caught yet.
No, they have arrested two so far, at least.
No, I've been keeping a tab. None have officially been arrested. 2 people were detained but have since been released after questioning.
My question is, where was Slat when all of this went down?
I don't care.
Dublin rioters attacked police outside Asylum Hotel.
Yeah, the IRA are back. Hooray!
They are. And we know that because they're chanting the real IRA again.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Well, you know what that means, don't you, lads?
Yay.
If the IRA are back, you know who else is going to be back before long? If the fucking IRA have come back, who else is going to come back now?
I thought Sinn Féin died.
No, somebody else that's equally as fucking irritating is going to come back now.
Who's that?
The Billy Boys.
Oh, fuck. Great.
I'm not familiar with this lore. Someone enlighten me, please.
Oh, it's not technically awards. It's one of those things of every time the IRA crops back up, the Billy Boys take the chance to come back to, because you can't have one without the other.
I didn't say lore. I didn't say war. I said lore. I don't know about
So basically, the Billy Boys are fucking mental.
Essentially, what you have is one side Catholic, one side Protestant, and they don't like each other.
Well, they don't like each other, but they're still willing to do business with each other. It's essentially one's a Catholic terrorist group, the other's a Protestant terrorist group. And originally they hated each other, and then they basically later in years when both teams started getting really into doing gang warfare and like crimes, basically made a micro truce with one another. It was like, we're still going to fuck with each other. We're just not going to fuck over one another. And we're going to basically share intelligence and resources here and there to basically focus on common enemy groups. It would be a bit like Al-Qaeda and fucking
ISIS.
there you go. Yeah, Al-Qaeda and ISIS teaming up to fuck over the IDF. Same kind of an idea.
All right.
Just different religions.
Also, the summit in Hungary has been cancelled because
Yep.
the Hungarian Prime Minister said, "Am I fuck letting that twat into the country?"
Yes, because mainly because Putin basically did a major, I believe it was a missile strike into Ukraine. I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before. Despite there technically being a ceasefire order in place, like from the neutral parties, because
Yeah.
we're going to have a peace talk summit.
Yep.
Essentially, yes. That's where we're going. We've also sent some migrants back to France as part of
Yep.
the return policy. The first ones have gone.
Yep, several more have come back.
Yep, because it's gone under the boat.
Yep. They've caught exactly. There's one person they have confirmed to have caught that did exactly that. Or he got shipped over to France, then came straight back on a different boat. And also since the since the one in one out deal has started, 16,000 migrant boats have crossed the channel back into England anyway. And we've sent back approximately 2,000 immigrants.
The point now, the Coast
Which
Guard,
is
because it's now debating of just shooting boats on site.
yeah, which like or I have several better ideas, but they're fucking controversial because there's a bunch of racist dickheads in this country.
But what the Coast Guard's on about doing now is once it crosses the boat, instead of part of the deal is we send the boat back to France.
Mhm.
Because usually like a commercial fishing boat that they've borrowed or hired to do the trip. What the Coast Guard's now saying is every time a boat comes in with migrants on it and legally landfalls to get the migrants off, the Coast Guard's now going to seize it and destroy the boats that can't be used again.
I have several better ideas, but okay.
Coast Guard, not really good ideas.
Even then, like even from a governmental point of view, I still have several way fucking better ideas to solve the problem. But well, let's be honest. The day the government starts listening to the fucking general populace, and especially intelligent members of the general populace, is the day democracy fucking dies. Sorry, did I say democracy? Sorry, I meant dictatorship.
Yeah.
But fucking. But then I'm biased because I've lived through this country's fucking political system for 23 fucking years.
Oh God, Vance is in Israel. That's what that's.
He is.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, that's what we need. 2 racist dickheads in Israel.
Like,
News channel. Not fucking load up properly. There we go. There we go. Bombs has lost a lot of spaces now.
yeah.
No, it did
No, the
pop
prime
up
minister. The prime minister's also been accused of covering up the fucking rape gangs.
and the spy ring as well at the same time. He's not
Yeah.
gonna last much longer, is he?
Oh fuck no. Fuck no. I'll be honest. I give it a month before there's a vote of no confidence.
They're trying to push it through.
Yeah, they've been trying for several months, but it keeps getting blocked.
There was another
But
story.
I give it about a month before like everyone's on board and goes, yeah, get his ass out.
There was another story from yesterday. I was going to bring up, but it's gone now. I can't seem to find it.
Do you remember what it was?
Apparently, a group of migrants attacked an ice facility, and I believe
Yes.
it was in Ohio.
I think it might have been, yes. I vaguely heard about that.
Yeah, apparently the Marines just went apeshit and just beat them half to death.
Yeah, which I've made my feelings clear about the ICE situation in America and like the use of the Marines in the in this particular issue. I've made my
Yeah.
feelings well known on that, and my feelings have not changed, nor has my opinion.
That's fair.
It was in the feed yesterday, but seemed to be overshadowed by Trump's demolishing for his ballroom.
Yeah,
I actually hadn't heard about that story like at all. So
It was on yesterday, but seems to have gone now. Oh well. Only other bit of interesting news-ish is King Charles has gone to the Vatican City
What is your opinion with the national
What's my,
The National what?
what's my
Because-
opinion with what? Sorry.
the National Guard? Because I've because I know you don't like that the Marines have been deployed, and I personally don't think that's a good choice either. Like just because
Mhm.
Marines beat Marines. What about with National Guard? Because National Guard is a bit National Guard is trained a little bit more when it comes to de-escalation and stuff like that. Not a whole lot more, but
Yeah,
they're at least given a bit like.
So with the National Guard side of it, I still disagree, but I don't disagree as much because it is
Yep.
a little bit the National Guard's kind of fucking purpose
Yes.
is
Yeah,
to guard
but-
the home front. At the same time, however, the National Guard's job is not to be sent directly into civilian conflict. It is to guard and protect key locations from homegrown threats.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I still disagree, but I disagree less.
Problem is you got right. Technically, the National Guard can be used during effective riots. Right? To
Yes.
suppress riots. The
Yeah.
problem is you have to first initiate the Riot Act,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
is an actual act of Congress. Now, Trump sent in the National Guard before the Riot Act was actually activated,
Yes.
which goes against how the National Guard is supposed to be used. You can get away with using the Marines because Marines fall directly under his jurisdiction.
Yeah.
They bypass most chains of command, oddly enough.
Correct, but at the same time, using military forces against civilian targets, no matter how you fucking slice it, is just kind of fucked.
That and Marines aren't really. They don't de-escalate. They if you piss off the National Guard, you're gonna get tear gas and rubber bullets. You piss off the Marines, you're gonna get beat half to death.
Yeah, that as well is I mean, people can make their arguments fucking however they want. I'm gonna say I'm gonna fucking call it the way I fucking see it, right? Sending a military unit in to deal with what, from my perspective, has been so far relatively peaceful fucking protests, no matter how you slice that particular fucking pie, is called escalation, and it shouldn't be they shouldn't be happening. A government should not be escalating a fucking political issue with its civilian populace. That's called dictatorialship, not fucking democracy.
Now, I will state that there are some areas which have been quite excessively
Yeah.
violent. I will say that on the other side of the coin.
Well,
There have been some.
I'm
Hotspots.
I think Portland, Oregon, for example.
Yeah, well, maybe then, right? If a government doesn't want its civilian population to be doing violence, maybe, and hear me out here, they shouldn't tar an entire group of innocent fucking people as terrorists just because they have a different opinion to the government on how gender works and how politics should work. Maybe, and fucking hear me out here, that's literally not the definition of terrorism, and everyone can fuck off. Maybe being called a fucking terrorist for no fucking reason is a valid reason to suddenly start being a bit terroristy.
What about the migrant riots? No.
Yeah. So I'm fucking I. And the fact that you didn't know that I'm talking about migrants proves my fucking point. The fact that I made that statement and I could have been talking about illegal immigrants, legal immigrants, fucking transgender people, homosexual. The fact that I could have been talking about 4 different groups that are being affected by 4 different political problems kind of proves my fucking point. Maybe if a government doesn't want people to be terroristy, they shouldn't call them terrorists for no fucking reason. Maybe moving to a different country, whether you did so without paperwork or not, doesn't make you a terrorist by default. Maybe I'm just an asshole or something, but
Right,
I don't view that as making you a fucking
It
terrorist.
doesn't make you a terrorist by default, no. But it does make you a criminal by default if you go enter the country illegally.
Correct, but that's not a good reason to just paint them as fucking terrorists.
I agree they shouldn't be terrorists. But I also agree
Yeah.
that that the government body should not be harboring the criminals just because they disagree, just because they think they have more empathy than the government does. There's laws to follow this.
Well, in that case, then, they shouldn't be doing democracy. If the government doesn't want other branches of the democracy to disagree with them, they should be doing dictatorship, not fucking democracy. And while they're at it, they also shouldn't be allowing their individual states to have enough government fucking power in and of their own to be able to successfully attempt that kind of stuff. Like maybe if the federal government doesn't want the lower government to do whatever the fuck it wants, maybe lower government systems shouldn't be independent countries in and of themselves in terms of scale.
Well, yeah.
Like, again, maybe I'm just the fucking asshole here, but like, I feel like they're kind of, the American government in particular is in a hell of their own fucking making and are fucking stupid to be complaining about it.
I mean, they kind of are not at the same time.
My stomach has not been agreeing with me.
If they say, like, let's go for California, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
If California was only spending their Californians' own state taxes on dealing with the migrants, and only that, fair enough, that's their choice, and the citizens are happy with that, let them do it, right? But if they start using federal funding from the federal government itself to do it, then they kind of brought the federal government into the situation now anyway by doing that themselves.
In that case, then don't do federal fucking budgeting. Then, if the federal government doesn't want their budget that they've given that state to be used in ways they disagree with, don't have a federal budget system. Then,
yes, the federal budget has specific guidelines to how it's supposed to be used. And California went, no, we're going to use this instead, which goes against the federal budgeting they agreed to. So
again, I either don't have that system in place then, or, and again, back to my earlier point, don't have your government system set up where an independent state is able to fucking do that in the first place. Then, like, maybe don't have your states so fucking big that they count as a separate country.
But again, my point still. I know you think companies shouldn't have borders anyway. At times, but still, we do.
And even then, I'm making this argument with the understanding of I don't like borders, but fine, they're a thing. Like, like if you're gonna have a border system, maybe it should be, a more fractured scale than they're currently using. When you're at the point that one individual state of your country is big enough to fit half of fucking Europe in it, maybe you need some extra lines here and there. Like, that's all I'm fucking saying.
I think the border wall, the so-called border they're supposed to try and have, should be better secured and managed better. Right? I agree with that totally. Right? And not Trump's fucking wall, because that would never fucking work anyway, because the land border is just too big.
Well, there was already there was a fence there, and they were still just digging under it and climbing over it and just going around it. So if the fence didn't work, the wall's not gonna fucking work either, is it?
I also think that one of the biggest problem we have is the Border Patrol itself is one of those entities that is a bit like the DEA. They've been left to do their own devices so long that it's kind of become a piss take.
Yeah, that as well. The sheer amount of corruption in both of said agencies is so fucking rampant that frankly, it shouldn't even be considered a government agency anymore. It should be considered a fucking cult and or a gang.
Yes, because you've got some areas where the Border Patrol do fuck off because of in the part of the cartels. Then you have other points where they are so aggressive that they just shoot on sight.
Exactly. Yeah. Like if anyone should be declared a fucking terrorist in America, maybe it's the fucking maybe it's the ICE, DEA, and Border Patrol agencies that should be declared terrorists, given they've done more terrorist acts in the last 20 fucking years than any of the other groups that have been declared terrorists have done in the last 5. But it's not terrorism when the government does it, is it? Because the government gave them permission. Because that's how that should fucking work, yeah.
Now, I do agree, right? I've always said that, yes, the migrants should be handled better than they're doing, the illegal migrants.
I'll be right back. I got to take a shit.
Understandable, Chief.
Right? And I also agree that ICE has been set up in such a way at the moment where it's functionally just a sledgehammer at the moment.
A sledgehammer's putting it nicely. It is straight out the fucking the Stasi fucking whatever the fuck the rest of they were fucking called. Effectively the SS. I can't remember the fucking name of the guys after the SS when Germany fucking collapsed. You know what I mean? It's like the German secret police. I don't remember the fucking full name of them. And like Stasi is too hard to say, so I'm just gonna do SS because it's quicker. But y'all know what I mean. I don't mean SS. I mean the other one.
Yeah.
Right? They're effectively those fucking assholes. You know, only I argue worse. Right? Because at least the SS/Stasi had a fucking uniform.
Yes.
You could walk down the road and see one and go, look, it's the police. It's the guys that do the fucking naughty shit. With ice on the other motherfucking hand, it could just be Dave walking down the road with a baseball cap and a flannel shirt, and you're going to jail. You're going to jail because you didn't like the way you look.
Now, I have read the recent report from the National Guard. The National Guard basically said, although your phone going off.
No, why?
Oh, it's my alarm because my phone's on charge.
Ah.
Is the National Guard have put out statements in they are only there as a peacekeeping force to quell any violent outbursts that have occurred and to back up the police force in a civilian police capacity. And they're not.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
It's kind of what they're stating, and what I've seen from the reports, that's pretty much what they're doing now. They're not getting involved in any of the ICE raids or backing up the ICE in any way. The local police are, because they've been ordered to, but the National Guard aren't basically filling in when the police are off doing the ICE raids with ICE patrols. The National Guard is coming in to fill in the police role where they should be.
I've heard that before.
Fair enough, you've heard that before. I'm just trying to say what the credible reports are.
Yeah, you'll excuse me if I don't trust reports from the government that has a bit of a history now of making up whatever bullshit they want. You know, you'll excuse me if I don't trust the guys that are Control-C, Control-Ving both the Russian and the German playbooks.
Apparently, this is coming out of the California's governor office, is stating this one out.
Yeah, and again, you'll excuse me if I don't trust those assholes either.
Well, true, because California government's not exactly the best, brightest in the world either.
And even then, you know, you'll excuse me if I don't trust the guys that, you know, started a mini fucking civil war and have been so far fucking losing quite heavily in said civil war. And yeah, you'll especially excuse me if I don't trust the office of the guy that has had so many fucking death threats leveraged against him by the federal government that the odds of him still being against him is slim to fucking none. You will excuse me if I don't quite believe his word at face value. Like, you remember that time live on fucking air, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "If I had my way, a Marine Corps sniper would shoot the governor of California dead in his fucking sleep." I remember when Trump said that. Do you?
I do.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so you'll excuse me if I don't quite believe at face value the word of the man who was threatened by the president. You know, you'll excuse me if I don't quite take his word for what government forces, and more specifically federal forces, are doing in his fucking state.
But like I said, one tell the riots seem to be calming down somewhat in some areas, but escalating in other areas.
I mean, New York's a great fucking example of that, you know. 2 million people turned up to have a peaceful protest, you know. 3,000 people did violence, but, you know, if you fucking look at the American news cycle, they were all violent. Yeah, that's right, CNN. I'm on to you, you fuckheads.
Yeah,
I'm on to you, CNN.
Yeah, but CNN also said that the BLM riots were just people protest, as you see, actually see the city burning in the background of the fucking news report.
Yeah, but this time around, they're doing the exact opposite, where you can fucking easily see that it's one of the most peaceful protests in American history, which is fucking saying something. You know, like, and yeah, it's being described by CNN and several other news sources, you know, like a civil war kicked off in fucking New York City. And it's like, no, 2 million cunts just kind of walked around wearing costumes, and then, as per fucking usual, the police and military forces of New York State decided it would be funny to just kind of start fucking with people and kick off violence so they could paint it to look worse than it was. Oh, what's that? What's that? The National Guard of New York didn't think anyone would notice them doing that? Yeah, no, we noticed. I literally watched you fuckheads do it.
National Guard has been deployed in New York yet?
No, they have. New York's own state National Guard, like fucking barracks, has sent people to try and deal with the fucking no tyrants fucking protest. There is plenty of footage of them purposely instigating violence during said riot.
I mean, there are King's
Well, said protest, I should say.
no King's protest.
Yes, that's the one. Because its full term is actually the No Kings, No Tyrants protest, because that's the full name of the organization. But you wouldn't know that because the fucking news system of America is just calling it the No Kings protest because they want to try and hide the fact that said protesters have a fucking point, though. Because he is being very fucking radical this year. But again, when I point these things out, I'm the crazy conspiracy dude. Like, no, maybe I just have media literacy skills or something, and I have several friends that are journalists, so I understand all the bullshit that freaking journalists do. Therefore, I'm able to spot the bullshit. Fucking fuck this fucking planet.
Oh, fucking hell. So, how do you really feel about it?
Exactly. Every single word I said is exactly how I fucking feel about it. Just put extra vitriol behind all of said words. No, because I am trying to tone my fucking anger down a little bit. Because I am incredibly pissed off. And I'm pissed off because I know things can be fucking better. I know that fucking the government, the US government and the Great British government both equally can do so much better. I know they can. And the fact that they're not and are refusing to do so fucks me off to a level I cannot fully describe. Like it's like you like the thing like with dads where it's like I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. No, I'm fucking mad and I'm disappointed. I'm both. I am mad and I am fucking disappointed in both the British and American governments because they can do better. They have the power and the resources to do better, and they fucking refuse to. And they've been refusing to do so for so many fucking years that it fucking irritates me. No, I ain't saying I'm the motherfucker to do it better. I'm just fucking saying that, it can be done fucking better. And the fact that no one's willing to try and do it better is frankly its own fucking piece of evidence for why the human race is a write-off of a species.
The biggest problem, though, politically, is the fact that it only has two parties.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
the fact that you only got two fucking choices when it comes to America, politically speaking, it's left or right or red or blue.
Yeah.
Which means there's no room for people like with a middle ground to really be able to have said opinion. Your options are pick party A that you 50% disagree with, or pick party B that you 50% disagree with.
Yep.
There's no choices for people that are fucking sensible and are like, how about we take the good half of these guys and the good half of these guys and do both?
Yeah. Again, that's why I don't like either party, because I agree with shit like that both parties have said, and I also really disagree with shit like both parties have said. So it's just like,
Then again, our fucking system isn't exactly better.
yeah.
Fucking the four parties that regularly get any votes in this fucking country are just as bad as the fucking two in America.
Well, yeah, we've got Conservatives, we've got the fucking Labour, which is technically like Democrats.
Yeah, well, they were supposed to be.
Yeah, now we've got more communists than anything else.
You think this is you think this is communism we're living in?
They've got more communists.
What the fuck they haven't? They've got way more fascists. Communists wouldn't fucking like if they were communists, motherfucker, right? Dole would be $2,000 a week by default. This isn't communism. This is fascism. This is
Then you got the Lib Dems, which are supposed to be better at both, but realistically, it's just a joke.
Yeah, they're just a piss take in and of themselves. They're a fucking shadow of what they were supposed to be, and that on its own fucking irritates me.
And then you have Reform at the moment.
Yeah, which I mean,
Technically, the Green Party does exist as well, but
yeah, but the Green Party haven't been a serious contender in over 40 fucking years.
yeah.
Now, and Reform are just a National Social Party with a fucking paint job and a facelift.
Yes, now I've noticed now throughout every election season comes back with a new fucking party.
Yeah. Usually because the one he had before falls the fuck apart because he keeps letting ex-conservatives join and they fuck it.
Yeah. But yeah,
You'd think he'd learn his lesson about recruiting people that were so shit they got fired by the Tories.
Yeah. But no, he keeps
doing it. He's still doing it. Like half of, like, in fact, I think it's like 80% of Reform fucking politicians now are just dudes that used to be conservatives.
literally,
And almost every single one of them either quit and like changed teams or were fired and took a job with Reform.
Yeah, they so does the Lib Dems at the moment. Got the most of.
Mm-hmm. No, it fucking pisses me off. You know, and fucking, and that's before we even touch the fucking racist vitriol that fucking Reform likes to fucking spread.
Yeah.
That on its own fucking annoys me. No, but then the powers that be in the government right now aren't much fucking better. Although they'd like you to think they are, they're fucking not. They're just as fucked in the head.
I've got to go. I will be back in a little bit. I'm being dragged someplace.
Understandable.
Remember, you can always say no.
Yeah, you're a grown ass adult. You're allowed to tell people to fuck off, but you know.
I wish. I don't feel
What
like
the
getting.
fuck do you mean wish? Like, it's literally the truth. You are a grown ass adult. You're allowed to say to other grown ups, no, I'm not going to do that today. I have other things I'd like to do. Do it yourself. Like, you're allowed to do that, you know.
I'll be back in like maybe an hour or so.
Understandable.
See you guys.
See ya. He's never going to say no, is he?
No, he's not. No, he's wrapped around that woman's fucking finger. That's the thing is like so many of us have been trying to fucking get him sorted for so fucking long and just he's so deep rooted in it. He can see it. He just doesn't have it in him to fucking fix it for himself.
Yeah. He sees something wrong, but there's.
It's not even that he can like he knows straight out that there's something wrong and exactly what is fucking wrong. He's just been dealing with it for so long. He just can't fucking bring himself to fix it anymore.
Yeah.
No, fucking. That's why we've been saying for so long. He needs to fuck away from that woman. But fucking. That way, he can actually fucking start to see that he's a human being that deserves a little bit of fucking respect. That fucking. That way, he can actually give himself some self fucking respect. And that might sound ironic to long-term viewers, me being like, oh yeah, Echo deserves respect. Yeah, he does. He's a human fucking being. He might be a fucking idiot, but he's still a human being.
Yeah.
I can respect someone and bully them at the same time.
I think there's respect, but having basic respect and what we generally do with Echoes are two different things entirely.
Exactly. Like, fuck, if I didn't respect Echo, I wouldn't fucking call him out when he's being an idiot. I'd just let him be wrong.
Anyway, back to the general topic of the show. It's back to the spooky season coming to an end yet again.
It is. It's next Friday as the official end of spooky season. What with next Friday being Halloween Day.
Yep. Well, against Christmas is invading more and more every year.
You can tell it is because Mr. Vegas is having to periodically drain his fucking sinuses. Which is what he's doing now in the background. I always get really fucking blocked sinuses when the cold weather first kicks in.
So, what should we do for the rest of the show? Let's have a think.
Oh, I don't know. What can we talk about? Because I don't really want to watch Summon. I'm more interested in like talking about Summon versus watching the Summon. But it's like what to talk about? You know, what could we discuss?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of the
Things that we could discuss.
don't get anything too political.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it's
We do enough political episodes. You know,
Yeah.
like I'd rather just have like a nice chill, you know, fucking, you know, an alright episode. You know.
yeah.
I'd rather have an I episode versus an alright episode. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no, something just kind of chill. We could talk about. I tell you what, we could talk a little bit about a topic that relates to something you brought up during the pre-show. Actually,
Was
you were talking about you were talking about the new shows that you'd seen that are coming out
yes.
soon. Specifically, I'm thinking about the Game of Thrones spin-off you were on about.
Yes.
Because I'm curious. Have you seen any of the Game of Thrones spin-off show House of the Dragon?
No.
No, right, okay. Well, bugger. I was kind of banking on you having seen at least a couple episodes of that. I'll be honest with you here.
No, I pretty much I pretty much cut off Game of Thrones around. Oh, I'm trying to think now. I got up to a bit where they brought the Ice Walker to Land's End. I think it
Winterfell?
is. No, Land's End, where they brought to the actual things, Cersei's. The brother actually.
Oh,
exists.
King's Landing. Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah,
what I'm thinking of.
what was that? It was about. I think that was about season 5, season 6.
I think it was toward the end of season 7.
I remember it being a little bit earlier, but then it's been a few years since I sat and watched Game of Thrones
Yeah,
main.
pretty sure it's like midway through season 7 is when it stopped. Because everything started getting just cringy
I mean, valid, yeah. Like,
at that point.
well, I'm still gonna talk a little bit about House of Dragons. So it's gonna bring me into the idea of what we could talk about. Because I've not seen all of it yet, but I've seen quite a bit of House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it's up there for me. It's one of my favorite shows. I genuinely quite enjoy House of the Dragon. Like, I mean, I'm a little biased because like your man fucking Matt Smith is in it, and I like Matt Smith. I think Matt Smith is great. That was loud. It's all right. But no, like the reason I bring it up is because like it's always right. So I like shows like Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and like later seasons of The Walking Dead, where like you have like a lot of like political storyline going on, where it's like fucking
Yeah.
like the inner working, interwoven like inner politics of like these fictional groups. Like I find shows that like talk about that really really cool. I think they're really quite good fun. So I was thinking, right? Like what are some shows from yesteryear that are like that we've seen that we can talk about?
Oh.
Because I've seen a good handful of shows like that over the years that like some of them I really want to gush about actually, because some of them were so good and ended so soon because they just didn't have the viewer base they should have done because it was a different time versus today, like media wise.
One comes to mind that'd be what do you call it? Is Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yes, I mean Deep Space Nine, like Deep Space Nine is absolutely a good example, but Deep Space Nine came out at the right time period because Deep Space Nine was Star Trek and Star Trek already had that following.
Yeah, but a lot of
You know,
people
like
didn't like
it did well for itself.
A lot of people actually didn't like it when it first came out. It took a long time for people to get. Because it was when season 3 came out, they announced season 3 was going to be the last of the Deep Space Nine run. Until the viewership suddenly picked up. And that was I can't remember what caused it, but it picked up slightly, picked up just enough to keep it going. And then when the war happened, the war arc started to happen. That's when the
Dominion War. Yeah,
that's when the viewership explode on it. But like I say, for Star Trek, Deep Space Nine was more of the political intrigue of what goes on, because it showed more of the, not just the political cross sector, but also into the Federation itself, because that's when you first really get into the Federation Council. The Federation Prime Minister shows up first off
Yes.
in the Deep Space
You,
Nine.
you've got that really fun episode. Well, I think it's like a handful of episodes worth of an arc where like the changelings are like infiltrated,
Yeah.
like the Federation government and stuff. Like it's like really neat.
Yeah, and you got the actual Federation president turning up in
Yeah.
a few episodes as a trying to combat the changeling taking effect. Now, for later on, like for New Days, these days, Picard season 3 does that to some degree.
Yeah, I mean, I've not seen Picard. Yeah, it's been on my to-do list for a while. But I'm like that with a lot of shows where it's like it looks cool, but I want to wait till it's done and I can just sit and watch all of it in one go, so I don't have to wait a year to like see what the fuck happened.
Picard's done. There's only 3 seasons of Picard.
Is that it finished now?
Yeah.
Fab. I will probably go check it out then, like at some point.
It's still on Prime. That one. But yeah,
Because I
Picard's,
want. Sorry, you go.
yeah, Picard's completely done now. They've ended the story of the old TNG crew
Yeah.
and all that. So
It's like there's one show I wanna like bring up and gush about a little bit, because I adore the show, like because it does kind of do like a lot of like politics, but like it does from like I argue a really unique angle, like that I quite enjoy. Well, I enjoy it up until its last season because it rushed its ending because it was dying, but. It's the show you might remember it because you were I think you were about 20 when it first came out. Is the show Spartacus Blood and Sand?
I remember it, but I didn't watch it.
I love it.
Right.
I fucking adore Spartacus Blood and Sand.
My big problem with Spartacus Blood and Sand was, right, I watched it, but I didn't watch it most of the series. It's because when the bits I did watch, the right at the beginning says this show is based on historical events that are accurate during times of writing.
Yes.
Right, now my problem with that is when I watched the episodes I watched was just that statement was a blatant lie.
Yeah, I will be honest, it's not the most historically accurate show like at all. Like especially when it comes to like ancient Rome, there are far more accurate shows out there for that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the stuff that like it does get right, fucking it gets spot on with a lot of like, especially like there's like a lot of like stuff in Spartacus Blood and Sands about like Roman history and like the Roman culture from the time period that's like kind of obscure that it gets fucking bang on perfect.
Yeah.
And then there's less obscure stuff that it fucks up and it's like, how did you fuck that up? Yeah, but it's why I love the show a little bit. It's because it's got those obscure bits fucking nailed. And it tells a really interesting story, like both from like the story of Spartacus, but also like the political drama that's going on in the background that you get snippets of when like in scenes where like you're following perspective of the Dominus, sorry.
Yes.
Like the gladiator trainer, or the owner of the gladiator school, I should argue. Like it's because it like even like the political stuff, it's not like it like historically accurate to what happened. It is accurate to exactly how politics back then worked in ancient Rome. And it's really fucking neat. I really like that.
I mean, another one I don't think you've seen was Babylon 5.
I've not seen Babylon 5, no. I've heard really good things about Babylon 5, but I've never seen it. It's never really tickled me.
Babylon 5 basically starts off a bit like Deep Space Nine, space station, deep space, as a hub for like trade and politics.
Yeah.
Right? Then it changes after season 2. And where you get the new commander comes in and starts to become more of a cultural problem. And then when season 3 starts, you get into a very accurate application of how the American Civil War happened.
Yeah.
In theory.
Only it's in space and there's robots and shit. But...
Yes. Because you got Earth went nuts. The Earth got a president on it who went nuts. And very xenophobic and gained a lot of power.
Yeah.
And then the station said, well, one of the colonies he had refused to bow down, so he sent the fleet over and just nuked it. So the station DS9, because it had so much alien support, went, no, we're not close to that anymore. And
You mean
just-
Babylon 5, not DS9, right?
Yeah, Babylon 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Went, no, we're not close to that anymore. And then separated from the government. So the government went, right then, we'll come deal with you cunts. Flew a fleet in, and then aliens came and backed them up.
Mhm.
Particularly the aliens that almost wiped out Earth in the first place.
Sounds about right, to be fair, yeah.
You know, but
Because that's the is it the Cylons they're called, or
that's the Battlestar Galactica you're thinking of.
is that the Galactica?
Yeah.
To be fair, not seen that either, so shows what I fucking know about the two.
My problem with Battlestar Galactica is twofold. That one is the original Battlestar Galactica was occasionally made, right, for what it was, but the new one we've got the humanoid Cylons coming to it. Then they start wanting to breed with humans to boost the Cylon and human cohorts up into greater things, and you start getting some very fucky things start happening. With it.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen either. I wouldn't know. Like there's like 3 like major sci-fi shows like fucking like every nerd has seen that I just haven't. You know, it's they've got Babylon 5, Battlestar Galactica, and fucking Stargate. I ain't seen any of the 3 because it's like none of the 3 ever really tickled me. Really, like I've seen like trailers and stuff and clips, but it's like it looks alright, and it doesn't look like my thing really. You know, like.
I think to give out, you like DS9, give Babylon 5 a watch.
Hmm.
I mean, DS9 was basically, architecture was basically based on how DS9 ran as a show at the time.
Yeah. As I've heard really good things about Babylon 5, and like I've had a lot of like people be like, oh yeah, Babylon 5's probably would be your thing. But it's like I don't know. Like a lot of people said that about Voyager, and well, we all know how I fucking feel about Voyager.
What that's sad with Babylon 5, with Babylon 5 is you've got the political drama of like Earth and everything else going on in the background. You've got several wars that he's trying to negotiate happening around him because he's friends with both ambassadors of these races that try to kill each other constantly. That he has to try and navigate and all that. Then he's also got, I think, also like a King Arthur story seeped into the middle of it as well, which is played it very well, I should say.
Yeah.
He's got like beings like the Vorlons, which are basically just god entities across the entire planet, entire universe, galaxy type thing that constantly pop up and say, "We know best, but we're not going to tell you anything. But we're all going to force you into our way of doing things."
Yeah.
You know. Then you've got the another race called the Shadows, which like, well, we believe things evolve best with chaos, so we're going to just wipe half you cunts out, and let's see what remains to build up from there. You know.
It's like vibes. That doesn't sound like my thing, really. Like, especially yeah, I was kind of with you. Where I was like, okay, that sounds okay, and then the Shadows came up, and it's like, that sounds shit. That sounds really shitly written.
It sounds shitly written because I'm not very good at explaining how it works. Because the Shadows come up in a very subtle way until towards the end of the run, where they
even
bring,
then,
a
like that.
sledgehammer.
Even then, like that like motivation, like that like faction motivation just sounds shit. It's just like, we're gonna do evil shit 'cause we believe in the rule of chaos, and
It's
really
no, it's not just
like,
being the rule of chaos. What it is both races are ancient, but not the ancientest races in the galaxy. The problem about it is they were left to govern the younger races by the older races that fucked off because they were too powerful and decided to go and explore. So both races sat down and thought, right, how do we best govern the younger races? And you had the Vorlons, which believe, well, basically fascism of, well, everyone does things our way, you know, and they'll grow into be strong, healthy things, but they have to do everything exactly as we tell them.
Right.
Then you've got the Shadows, so, well, no, people grow best in points of anarchy where during wartime, technology can jump 13 levels. During times of war, that's the best way of bringing out the best in each species. So you generally got them both like in the background, like messing with the younger races a little bit to get them to do what they want. So Earth ends up under like the Vorlons' control, and a few of the races end up in the Shadow control. I say it was season 4 that war eventually clashed, where the Allied alien army basically told them both to go and fuck themselves.
Yeah, much like vibes.
And then that's when the Civil War arc, which ends the show. Really, that's when that happens in the end of season 5. Not. So although it plays an important part, but it's doesn't at the same time. It's more of a they only notice it because they start noticing the influence of both sides start having on Galaxy as a whole, which still brings a very political thing to it.
And like the base idea, yes, that is up my alley. The factions in play here is like, nah, those sound really shit. Those sound just dull.
That's it. By all means, Batman 5 is not a perfect show. It has its ups and downs. Like season 1, for instance, was a bit of a meh.
To be fair, I always give shows like a little bit of leeway with their first season because like they're still figuring out what the fuck they are as a show.
Yeah,
I let a show away with a lot in its first season. You know, like I with some shows I'm even willing to give them 2 seasons to like kind of figure themselves the fuck out.
Yeah,
you know, like once you start hitting season 3 territory, it's like, yeah, you should know what show you're making by this stage. You know, like I like once you get to like season 3, it's like you better have your shit together as a writing staff, or I'm not gonna keep tuning in here.
don't get me wrong. Season 1's still done enough to keep you interested in. It's just more a case of the station's newly built type thing, and everything's going on as everything tries to out politically. The humans have just come out of a war with one of the bigger races of the galaxy, the Membari, who almost wiped humanity out. And the whole point of the station was to built, and it's like to stop a war from that happening again, because that whole war started because the Membari as a race believe when you first meet a new race, you basically point all your guns at them as a show of force, so they know so you're not hiding anything.
Yeah,
of course,
like sure.
They left a human ship, and they thought, "Oh shit, they're going to fire on us. Let's shoot first."
Yeah, which like valid, I guess.
Yeah. So that's what started that whole war off, was just a basic of misunderstanding of protocols of how to say hello type thing.
Yeah, which like again, an interesting concept, like by itself of like a war started because 2 cultures with different ways of saying hi interacted and there was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
That as a concept, really cool idea, like that. The execution there is like fucking really. Like we're gonna go with species that thinks pointing guns is a greeting. Real fucking really? That. I mean, look, I'm no fucking etymologist or nothing, right? I'm no fucking evolution scientist. I don't really think that's how that works, really.
I've not like a few cultures like that. You know, if you go to when you start your negotiations, you'd have you bring out your whole a good drink around with to show what arms you have, to show how much power you have. That way, you can start talking on equal footing.
Correct, but you wouldn't have said like fucking soldiers all put like battle ready with their spears fucking pointed at the enemy, you know, while doing a war cry, because that universally tends to mean we're gonna do a fight now. You know, like no, it's it's like the Pacific Islanders don't do the haka before they sit down for dinner. Like, okay, technically they do, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, it's one of those ones that's. There's some more nuances around it, but that's basically how the war happened, on a very basic level of it, and all that. And then season 1 got the whole start of the end of the war, that type of thing. Then season 2 is where you start getting into more of the deeper politics of the station and the different races on the station, intermingling. Because part of the job of the governor is to sit on the board of the unaligned races and basically trying to stop them from killing each other half the time.
Yeah. Which, like, again, the base concept sounds great fun. I bet said aliens involved are all fucking dipshits, however. Like...
Well, no, because one of the 2 main characters got the Narn and the Minbari. Not the Minbari. The Centauri. You got the Centauri, which is a very royalistic and regal. Basically, imagine France before they had the Civil War type thing.
Yeah.
Right? That kind of circumstances. So you got very pompous glare and opulence as a base standard of it.
So space elves, okay.
Worse than space elves, to be honest.
I doubt that very much, but continue.
Then you have they bring back their main thingy are the Narn, which is
And let me guess, they're the equivalent to just intergalactic working class scum. And this causes a lot of friction between the two because one thinks they're pompous and smart, and the other one is like collective in nature, and is like, no, everyone deserves equal rights, and this causes a lot of friction. Yes.
more case of imagine Scotland and England during the Civil War.
Yeah, so exactly what I just described. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
One's a collective rights group, the other's a royal rights group, and this causes political tension and friction.
Yeah, because they just come out of when the show starts, they've just come out of a war themselves where the Narn won their independence, and they're trying to set themselves onto the galaxy and that type of stuff. And there's a few more ways the Centauri go back to war with the Narns, and that creates whole friction because both of them are on the station type thing. And after you've got like a mad emperor pops up now and again on the Centauri side of it.
Because of course they've just got a batshit mental guy in charge. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. Which eventually the Centauri then assassinate for their own goddamn sanity reasons.
I mean, yeah.
You know, I don't make it sound worse than explaining it very well.
This sounds incredibly shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like if anything, this conversation's just making me more angry that Firefly got cancelled.
Oh, I'm pissed off Firefly got cancelled because that's one of them shows I do love.
Like Firefly's factions were at least fucking sensible. You could understand, how a faction could crop up with that kind of ideology. Now these sound incredibly shit.
You remember it was written in the 80s.
That's really not an excuse, honestly. Like, The Waltons was written in 1965, and that shit's better written. And that's just a show about a bunch of chuckle fucks living on a mountain.
It is better written, I'm just very bad at explaining it. That's my problem.
I'll be honest, a well-written show, like, you should be able to explain the best written show in the worst way possible and still have it sound kinda alright. This doesn't sound that great. This sounds really... It just sounds like one of those shows, like, it was a cool idea on paper, but the execution was just ass.
Anyway, I'm not going to show this people at home because we get slapped for it.
Yeah, we probably would, yeah.
This is the trail I was on about.
I was squire to Sir Arlen of Pennytree since I was a boy. He charged me to be a good knight.
What years for Game of Thrones, sorry.
To defend the weak and the innocent. And I swore that I would.
Are you Baelor Targaryen?
Oh, okay, right, it's about Baelor.
No.
Right, yeah.
Would you move the fuck out of the way?
Yeah, it's 100 years before, like, the
Yeah,
Targaryen reign.
What's your name?
Yeah, we're in the Baelor reign.
Yeah.
I
Never heard
understand.
of him.
You know every knight in the Seven Kingdoms, then?
The good ones. If you could bring me to Ashford, I could swipe you, sir.
Rob me, and I'll hunt you down with dogs.
You don't have dogs!
I'll get some.
Where?
Oh!
Boys, stop gaping. Sit to my horse.
I'm not a stable boy, my lord.
Not clever enough.
I know I'm just a hedge knight, but sometimes I think there could be more.
Why do you treat these royal lapdogs like they're your betters?
They are my betters.
These men have...
I'll be honest, this is looking a lot like it's just going to be the Mandalorian, but Game of Thrones.
It reminds me more of Knight's Tale.
Nah, that's looking a lot like just Mandalorian / The Last of Us, but it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's called The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll wait till it comes out, but like that, yeah, that don't look amazing. I'll be completely honest.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
That's very much looking like a we've been there, done that already kind of a story.
Yeah. Well, like that's one of the ones that's apparently coming out. I think that's winter. I think it's coming out.
So like the next couple month kind of time period.
Yeah, it's on HBO anyway. So
Yeah. So for the British, that's on Sky.
yeah, HBO. It's only on HBO Max at the moment.
Yeah. Anyway, right, I'll be 2 minutes. I'm just gonna run for a pee quickly.
There you go.
So I'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Got the alarm while you're there.
Welcome to Germany, gentlemen.
He looks funny, isn't it? Like on a film or something.
He's German, like that guy we're fighting, Hitler or whatever. He's German as well or something.
Your first time in this country?
I went to Boulogne on a school trip in the 5th year. Got all flick knives and shit and porn mags and whatever. Mrs. Daniels searched my bag and I was excluded for 10 days.
No, wait, 10 days? That's actually like abuse.
You know what I mean? Mrs. Daniels was right munter.
Boulogne is in France, not Germany.
Whatever. I was away when we did geography. My nan died.
Cigarette, gentlemen?
No, duh.
They're like disgusting and really bad for you.
Can you actually put that out? Because I'm like breathing in your smoke and stuff, and that's against my human rights.
It's like a sort of murder.
When you were shot down, you were on a reconnaissance mission over the suburbs of Munich. What were you looking for?
You know, places to bomb and stuff, like factories or some shit like that.
I'm back.
I shouldn't actually have been in the plane. I only came along because I'm going out with his sister.
Oh, right. Where were we? What were we on about?
Boy, that's my sister, man.
She's well up for it, though.
Let's finish talking about the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms.
She's slack.
That was it. Yeah, the Game of Thrones spin-off that just kind of looks like The Last of Us, but with swords. Excuse me a second. Fuck off. There we go.
And I'm just watching a short about when millennials beat the Nazis.
Yes, no, I heard and saw, and frankly, fuck off. But you know, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, young people care about their health and like don't smoke. Yeah, ha. I guess. Like, sure, weird fucking generational comedy, but
yeah, we'll just finish talking about that. And like, yeah, I think it's one of the ones I saw that they've been a big production. I just don't think it's going to be any real good, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it might look. It could be one of those things like the trailer's just not fucking well produced. Like it could end up being an okay show, but
yeah, it could be. But it's one of those ones. It's going to have a long uphill battle.
Oh yeah, especially with that fucking trailer.
Yeah,
that's going to be a bit of an uphill fight, but
yeah, it's good. When I see the trailer, it just reminds me of like one of those coming of age stories that's on the Hallmark Channel half the time.
I mean, I don't see that personally, but sure, I guess. Like,
any other thing. There's also a new Mortal Kombat film coming out.
oh yes, no, that is due this year. The new Mortal Kombat film.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2.
Yes, I'll be honest. I have been looking forward to that actually. I mean, I rather enjoyed the first one that they did back in, what was that, 2022? I think the first one. I rather enjoyed that Mortal Kombat film. I found it quite fun. So I'm quietly kind of looking forward to Mortal Kombat 2. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the first one had its issues, but it was fun, you know.
This is the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer they put out.
Let's have a
Filmmaking
look.
get much bigger than this. This is the way Mortal Kombat is meant to be seen.
Wait a minute. Did that just say Carl Urban's playing Johnny Cage?
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be fucking sex, dude. Holy shit. I fucking love Carl Urban, and you know what? Yeah. That was it, like
Yeah, he's playing Johnny Cage.
I wouldn't have fought Carl Urban for that role. Right? It's like if I was casting, I would have paid all of the money possible to get like The Miz to play Johnny Cage.
Mhm.
But at the same time, low key, Carl Urban's a good pick though. Like low key, like he proved it with The Boys. He can absolutely play a smarmy dickhead. Yeah, low key. I'm looking forward to this now.
Meant to be seen.
We had to up the ante on every aspect.
The fatalities.
The flawless victories. The sequel is bigger in every way possible.
That's what it's designed for. Fans of fun, action, adventure, and it's such a huge undertaking.
You've never seen a Mortal Kombat in this massive scale.
This is an epic
No,
story.
yo, the fucking effects on Baraka.
When I first met Carl on set, I was like, oh, here's Johnny Cage. Oh my gosh. It's showtime.
Yo. That looks really fucking good. I was already looking forward to that, but that looks so fucking good. Holy shit.
Yeah, that could have been me. That was
That looks so good.
This is Mercy, the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy playing this one. Alright.
He wasn't in Guardians of the Galaxy.
He played Star-Lord.
Oh yeah, no, fuck, it is him. Yeah, it's Chris Pratt. Shit, didn't look like Chris Pratt for a minute there.
Detective Raven.
Oh no, so what's this about then? Fucking.
I'll let you watch it and let you figure it out.
Judicial system powered by artificial intelligence.
Hold on, just wait a second.
With crime rates soaring, lawmakers voted for mercy. By acting as
Yeah, no, okay, I already don't care.
Mercy
Yeah,
keeps
no.
our city safe.
I shouldn't be here. I helped create the Mercy program. I'm proud to have sent
I-
the first suspect
I
to trial
don't care.
and I will continue to send more.
Yeah,
until the
I sincerely don't give a shit. That looks fucking irritating.
Essentially, what it is, he's been arrested for killing his own wife. And he had an hour and a half to prove that he didn't do it by accessing the system of mercy to prove he didn't do it or to get executed immediately. Type thing.
Cool. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, it's,
That looks like a big old pile of fucking nothing soup.
it reminds me like some of the shit from the early 2000s.
Yeah. Like I see what they're trying to do, but like, fuck off.
Then you've got basically a new advert for the Invincibles.
Yeah, there's the new season of Invincible due out.
Yeah.
Which again, looking forward to actually, because I did enjoy the last couple seasons of Invincible.
There's a Wonder Man episode, film coming out.
Oh, what? Sorry, Wonder Man. Okay,
Yeah, essentially,
be neat.
it's based about a black guy trying to audition for the role of Wonder Man.
Yeah, which again, I mean, could be neat. Like, sure. Like, I don't mean could be neat in the sense of pull it up. I just meant as a concept that sounds like an alright film. Like,
Imagine a whole genre of storytelling.
Have you thought about casting?
So, what's this big audition you were talking about?
It's a huge opportunity. I'm auditioning for Wonder Man.
Did you hear about Wonder Man? I need to be in this movie.
Sorry, you crazy.
I was born to play this character.
Are you serious? Boo, they are already talking to Leo.
yeah, like, again, I don't mind. Like, seems like my kind of thing. Like, yeah.
The only one I'm actually interested in is coming out in November. Is
Okay. Oh, it's right. It's a new Predator film. Okay.
Borderlands.
That's Borderlands?
Borderlands was being called.
Right. Oh, is it right? Okay, so it's Predator, but it's called Predator: The Borderlands.
Welcome to the most
Right. Okay. That makes more sense. That makes more sense.
where everything is trying to kill you.
Like,
I need a hand. You're here to prove yourself. Hunting something that can't be killed.
Right.
Basically, a coming of age story from a young predator trying to earn his mask, I think.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like that seems to be what's going on. I'm gonna make a prediction right now, though, before this film even comes out. I'm making an immediate prediction. That's a direct prequel to the original Predator, and the big twist at the end of the film is it's going to turn out that the Predator you've been following the entire movie is the same one that hunts Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first film. I'm making that prediction fucking immediately. That's going to be the fucking twist at the end of that movie. I would put a lot of money on that being the twist there.
No idea. That's just what it's. It looks most interesting one out of the group so far.
For me, more like Mortal Kombat 2 is the most interesting one, but I really enjoyed the first one, and to be fair, I just like Mortal Kombat in general. I quite enjoy the lore of those games. So
yeah, that's what one put out for the Comic-Con. They put out Comic-Con, I believe it was.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Neat.
Yes. I tell you what, got me fucked off recently, actually.
Oh, go on then.
I've seen a lot of the shorts. Is these dogs rescue children from danger. Right?
Yeah.
It's feeling part of my feed recently. And what got me noticing is dogs do protect a lot of children a lot of the time.
Yeah.
There's no reason to make AI bullshit of it.
No, yeah.
Because come on, I've seen so far, the 14 different variations. The dog basically headbutts a TV to keep it away from the child.
Yeah.
And they keep saying, "Oh, this is not AI. It's really happened." And I can see the dog's head just materialize through the TV.
I mean, yeah. That as well. The thing I've noticed a lot is if the video has to say this isn't AI, 90% of the time, yes, the fuck it is actually.
Yeah. Oh. Trying to do anything else? Come on, that's interesting.
I mean, there's not much really. It's been a surprisingly quiet week so far in terms of just shit going down.
Yeah, but even games not really many.
As even game news, it's like there's some games coming out, but there's nothing like all that kind of like way. It's just kind of like that's coming out.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, what was one of the ones that's? Oh, I'm trying to think.
Like the only bit of like game news like I've heard recently where like I've gone, okay, that's cool. Is like the DLC to Mount & Blade Warband is coming out, I believe, next month. It's either November or December. It's due out, and like it looks pretty cool. It looks like a pretty good DLC though, and it's like that's cool. That's neat. Beyond that though, like good game. I enjoy Bannerlord. I think Bannerlord's a great fun fucking game. A DLC to it. Yeah, I like that idea. And I wouldn't mind a DLC to that. Beyond that, though, like there's not really much else I can say about it. Like it looks good. I'm I'll probably pick it up in a sale.
There's a new Tron
Yeah,
film
and-
out as well.
Yeah, but like, let's be fair. Tron's one of those sci-fi like fucking that's the word I'm looking for. IPs where like that shit should have died a fucking death after like the second one. Like Tron 1 is iconic, right? Tron 2 and 3 are fucking just dog shit. The remake of Tron was, well, Daft Punk were in it, and that's the only good thing I have to say about that remake. You know, like I think that got a sequel for some reason. I could be wrong, which kind of proves half of my point.
Well, this new one
You know,
is
like-
the sequel of that sequel. Basically, what they're doing now is the government have found the Tron world,
Okay.
and are now bringing the Tron citizens of the Tron world out into the human world as combat droids.
Cool.
Technically.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, no, I can't even pretend. I don't care. That sounds incredibly dull. Like that's up there with like a David Attenborough documentary about cheese making. Like I couldn't care less if I tried.
The problem with David Attenborough about cheese making would be still interesting because David Attenborough's talking.
And yeah, but like even then, I like David Attenborough, but let's be fair, David Attenborough documentary about fucking cheese making would be one of the dullest fucking things. I don't want to like sound over the top or nothing. I'd probably hang myself if I was made to watch that. If I was made to listen to David Attenborough talk for more than maybe 10 minutes about how cheese is made, I think I'd hang myself. Like that mainly because like death by asphyxiation sounds more fucking pleasurable than learning about the making of cheese.
Is it what video game news isn't much?
Yeah,
I can
there's
think of.
there's nothing really all that great coming out, really. Like,
We've got I think Grand Theft Auto 6 has been pushed back yet again.
yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 has been hit with another delay. I think that's 2028, 2029 that's due now. One of the
2027.
two off the top of my head.
It was pushed back too because I've had some technical problems.
It was what? Sorry?
There's some technical problems with one of the servers.
No, before that.
Yeah, 2027.
2027. I'd heard it was 2028, but like fair enough. 2027, like, yeah, which I don't mind. Like,
The new Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out, but again, that was got being delayed to I think mid 26.
maybe like I mean, I don't believe Bethesda on that. Like just looking at their marketing history, it's like yeah, even if it had been delayed to like mid 2026, we'd have a lot more trailers and marketing out for it now.
Yeah.
You know, look at like 2010 and the marketing that was going on for Skyrim in 2010, a year before it was due to come out. You know, whereas like mid 2026 is less than a year away, and there's one whole trailer for Elder Scrolls 6 that came out 4 fucking years ago.
What
Like-
about Elder Scrolls Skyrim? Was they made that live action trailer for it?
Yeah.
And put so much money
And I mean,
into that live action trailer. Like, just make a fucking movie already out of it. It would be even better.
Loki, yeah, I have been saying that for fucking years. Of like, see if they made an Elder Scrolls TV show or movie along the vein of that live action trailer. Fuck, that would be great fun. I would love that shit.
But you don't have to take the main characters from the games into play. There's
Yeah.
so much lore and history in the damn universe that you could pick any random point of time or any random chucklefuck and make a decent story out of
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, you know, like it would. I've always argued an Elder Scrolls TV show would be really good. And to be fair, now that we've got a Fallout TV show, there's some hope that we might get an Elder Scrolls film or TV show.
Yeah.
You know, but
But even if,
not a lot of hope, but still some hope.
even if they just stick loosely to the lore of Elder Scrolls,
Yeah.
they can still make a damn good TV show because let's be honest,
Easily.
the Elder Scrolls lore is so chaotic anyway
Yeah.
that they could make complete bullshit up that has nothing to do with the games at all, and you sit there and go, yeah, that's probably somewhere in the lore somewhere.
And even then, like if you do make sure it completely breaks the lore, there's enough stuff in the lore that you can use to make it make sense anyway. Like, oh, it's a pocket dimension. Fuck it. Like,
yeah, Vivek had a fucking stroke and decided to have more kids.
Yeah, you know, or like fucking like the god like Akatosh decided, you know, like, oh, I want to try doing this weird experiment with time. I'm gonna make a quick pocket dimension quickly. Oops, it went wrong. Show happened.
Yeah.
You know, like there's enough bullshit in the lore that you can use it to justify even the least lore accurate fucking thing ever. You can justify it with some using other pieces of lore to kind of explain it away. Like, it's kind of neat. Speaking of, incidentally, because this is due out, it's due out in December. Is the second season of the Fallout TV show. That comes out, I believe it is December 15th, if I remember rightly. That's due to air.
Yes.
Over on Amazon Prime. So fucking, we all know what I'll be doing for most of December. I'm going to be having a very Fallout Christmas.
What's going on? Yeah. I mean, I think Call of Duty is bringing out a new game IP out. And that. But I'm not too sure on that one.
As I've not heard anything about a new Call of Duty IP coming out, but then I don't keep that much, like, that close of an attention to Call of Duty these days.
It's one of the ones that it came on when they developed the devs Twitch thing. Apparently, they are bringing out a new game, I believe, back end of 26.
I said, yeah, the next like Call of Duty title is due out 2026. In fact, well, there's one due out this year, which is Black Ops 7. I think we're on now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's either Black Ops 7 or Black Ops 8, but I believe it's Black Ops 7 this year because I think Black Ops 6 was last year. So I think it's 7 this year, which is a continuation from the Black Ops 2 storyline. I think that's next month that drops. I would say that's like November 22nd. Off the top of my head, that comes out.
Yeah, apparently the new Call of Duty game coming out. It's not going to follow any of like the Black Ops titles or the Modern Warfare titles. It's going to be a completely new IP for their runs.
Which I mean, maybe it would explain why we've had Black Ops 2 years in a row. Is because like the other studios have needed the extra time to make this new IP that would check out, but like at the same time, when Call of Duty says we're doing a new IP, that could mean fucking literally anything.
Yeah.
You know, like technically Call of Duty World War II was a new IP and was marketed as such for like a brief while until it came out and everyone was like, oh, it's literally just Call of Duty World War II. Yeah. That's not a new IP, that's just like it is, but it's not. Fuck off. You know, and then Activision apologized heavily, but you know.
Well, the description is it's going to be a post-apocalyptic, semi-open world type game.
Mm.
And that's which a lot of people say, well, that's just Call of Duty Ghost or Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. We were into space for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel like the setting of like post-apocalyptic? Yeah, technically Ghosts. I'm with you there. You know, I mean, the semi-open world thing we've all seen coming. It's like the last few like Call of Duty titles, like they've been playing with that more and more than the single player.
Yeah.
So like I don't mind because it's one of those changes the Call of Duty campaigns have made over the last few titles where it's like, yeah, I kind of like it actually. I kind of like that system. I think it's kind of neat. Like they toned it down a little bit in Black Ops 6, which I think is a shame because I really quite enjoyed that system. But you know, hey ho. Like honestly, I hope Black Ops 7's campaign's got a lot more of that. Where like you've got like these like big open world maps that you hang out in for a couple hours to do like one of your mission sets. I think that's a cool way of doing that. Like, I think that would be fun. But
that's where the Tom Clancy games have moved to like doing like more open world FSPs.
Yeah. I mean, they're technically fucking TPS, not FPS, but like, yeah. Because most of your Tom Clancy games are third person over first person, but like, yeah. For the sake of argument, same difference.
That Breakthrough was there first person, wasn't it?
No, Breakpoint's third person. It has first person aiming. There is a setting to make aiming first person, but general gameplay is in third person.
Possibly. But yeah,
say possibly. I've played it.
I've played it, but I can't remember which way it was.
It's third person. I said you can aim first person if you want to, but like,
I've noticed the general trend of games have more gone to the like open world survival sandbox type feel.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just the way that the gaming market works, you know, like a trend kicks off for a couple of years, then dies down, then comes back a few years later. I mean, you remember in like back in the 2010s, you know, like the gaming market was nothing but survival fucking open world games, like fucking like Minecraft and 7 Days to Die and Unturned and all these survival games and and like like that genre is pretty much fucking dead now. Which like thank God. Like there's still like those heavy hitters like Minecraft that are still fucking really strong going, but like they're good games. It's kind of the same right now with like the open world, like kind of idea with like shooter games, like the open world shooter games. It's like it's a trend that's going, and some of them are really good. Other ones are, I give it to about 2027, and like someone else will like pick up Steam and like that genre will fuck off for a bit. But
I mean, just go like I'm just on Steam Store now. Looking through the new and trending ones on the list. They've got like Becastled, which is classified as base building, strategy, city builder. Dispatch, choice matters, strategy, action. Superheroes looks like basically you run superhero agencies to tell people where to go.
Pretty much, yeah.
Politics, the game.
Lucky, I've heard Politics, the game is pretty good.
I've got Relic Guardian, Tower Defense. Refate, Echoes of Desire. RPG, FMG, first person adventure. So it's one of those interactive movies.
Pretty much, yeah.
They've got the big one that got released this month, which was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Yes, which I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I loved the first like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. It's one of my favorite RPGs of all fucking time. I love that game.
Yeah.
2 doesn't look that great. 2 looks a bit. It's one of those games where I look at it and go, that looks like one of the games of all time.
Yeah.
And that is the nicest thing I can say about it, is it's one of the games of all time by the looks of it. But then I have very high expectations from that series because of the first game.
They've got Jurassic World Evolution 3. That came out the 21st.
Yes, I believe it did. You're right. Yes, the new Jurassic World Evolution, which I don't. The first 2 games, like fucking, like they look really fun. They're not my thing. I'm not really a big like park builder, like game kind of a guy. Like there's a couple titles like in that genre. I'm like, yeah, that's good fun. Jurassic World isn't one of them for me personally, but like, I can still look at it and go, it's cool. Looks really fun. It just doesn't look like my flavor of fun,
Yeah, it's. Like I said, looking like a lot of the new releases on the Steam, got like. I've noticed with Steam itself, you got more of the third-party indie game companies doing a lot of more heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And that,
I mean, that's been the case for a few years now on Steam, where like the indie community has been what's been keeping gaming alive, realistically.
I mean, Silent Hill F looks interesting because they've gone back to the roots of the game.
What does, sorry?
Silent Hill F.
Battlefield F?
Silent Hill F.
Oh, I was gonna fucking say, do you mean Battlefield 6? No, Silent Hill F.
Yeah, they've gone more back to the original roots of the book novel that Silent Hill's based on.
Yeah, which I mean, again, like, cool. If you're like a fan of Silent Hill, great, awesome. Not really my thing. I'm not a big Silent Hill guy. But
I loved 1, 2, then I went 3 was okay, but then when Silent Hill 4 The Room came out, I went, fuck you.
Yeah, I played the first one and I was like, it's fun, cool concept, kind of enjoyable. Not my thing, not for me personally. Like, I can look at it and go, yep, I can see where people get enjoyment from that. I can respect it. It's just not my cup of tea.
Silent Hill 1 was released as the idea of like, it was basically to take on Capcom Resident Evil.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Which again, like great horror game, really good horror game. I'm just not a big horror game guy. Like I don't play a lot of horror games. They're not really my thing. You know, like once in a blue moon, a horror game comes along that is absolutely my fucking thing. But Silent Hill wasn't one of those series. Neither was Resident Evil, realistically. You know, like I tell you one that did come out fairly recently that is way up my fucking alley. I really like it. It's a little indie title. I may have spoke about it before in the podcast back when I first played it. It's a game called Bad Parenting.
No, but you want to help for audience box? I need to run to the loop.
I'll do that. Bad Parenting is such a cool little indie horror game. It's one of those games. It's hard to talk about it too much about like what the game's about without like giving away the twist ending. But essentially, it's a horror game where you're playing as a young child, and your father is an abusive alcoholic, and you basically go to bed one night after your abusive alcoholic father's been an arsehole and abusive, and like you hear like fucking like noises happening throughout the house, and then you wake up the next morning and like both of your parents are missing. You know, and it's like, oh, what the fuck? You know, and then like a bunch of spooky shit happens, and there's like a thing that lives in your closet, and you know, you go in the closet, and it's like you basically like you traverse through these like otherworldly planes looking for like the people you think have kidnapped your parents into the closet, and there's like a big twist ending that's like really fucking dark, and and it's one of those twist endings where like you could have absolutely guessed it right from the get-go. Like the signs and the evidence were there. But unless you were looking for it, you don't catch it. You know, and then the twist happens and you go, oh, son of a... It's really cool. I cannot gush enough about Bad Parenting. It's such a good fucking game. It's available on itch.io. It's free to play. It's really fucking good. Really good game. I believe it's pay what you want as well over on itch.io. So it's like you can play it for free or you can donate like $5, $10, however many dollars you want. Like it's very much is up my alley. You know, that's my kind of thing with horror games. Like a horror game that's got like those like really good dark twists at the end where you go, son of a, that was so fucking obvious but so clever. You know, like, 'cause it made it just obvious enough you could have got there, but you fucking didn't, did you? Because you weren't looking for that to be the fucking answer. And it's like, I like games that do that. I like games that do that with their plot twists. You know, and like it's one of those horror games where it doesn't do its horror cheaply by doing like jump scares and shit. You know, it's like one of those like slow build little horror games where it's like, and the gameplay itself isn't all that hard. There's a couple spooky bits, but there's nothing like all that horrifying gameplay wise. It's like it's the story that's being told that's just fucking makes your fucking skin crawl. I love it. I love horror games that can do that, where it can just make your fucking skin crawl without relying on like jump scares or like gore and shit. They can just tell you shit, and by the end of it you go, no, I don't like it. Because I like it. I really like games that do that. I think that's how not just horror games but horror media in general should be fucking done. You know, that's my favorite genre of horror, is those almost psychological horrors where it just kind of it kind of like Coraline a little bit. It presents itself as not that spooky. Then by the end of it, you go, Jesus Christ, son of a bitch, that was dark. I like it. I like it when things do that. It's fun. It's really fun to me. You know, and Bad Parenting is a video game that is a really good example of that. And it's very clearly quite inspired by Coraline, but far fucking darker than Coraline was. So yeah, if you're a fan of Coraline, check it out. And if you're a fan of the kind of horror that I'm on about, you know, where it's like nice slow build, kind of just storyline wise, it's horrifying. Absolutely check it out, because that ending will either make your skin crawl or it will punch you in the dick, depending on your emotional status at the time. It's really good. It's really good. Such a good fucking game. I cannot praise that game enough. You back yet, Fat Manty? I hope you are, because I've kind of ran out of things to say about Bad Parenting, because it's just a really good fucking game. Son of a bitch, he's not back yet. Well, fuck. That's a shame. Oh, he's coming back now. I can hear him coming down the stairs. No, they're on their starter's orders. And they're off. He's back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Back for him. Piss. I don't know how much of that you heard or not. I don't know if you took your headphones with you or not, but yes, well. So yeah, that was my little like 10-20 minute gush about bad parenting, because it's a really, really fucking good game. I love that game. Was it really, really dark little game? Really good, really clever.
Speaking of horror games,
I
tell a game that's supposedly getting a TV adaptation to it.
Okay.
Now this could either go very well or very badly for the franchise. Five Nights at Freddy.
Yeah, I mean, I've not seen it myself, but I've heard the Five Nights at Freddy's film was really good. So like, yeah, a TV show could be pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I tell the one who know heard of the TV show basically is evolving around more of the lore than the games are.
Yeah.
Like the background of how the puppeteer and the murder happened, that type of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you say that the games absolutely do revolve around the lore. It's just subtle with it.
Yeah, this one's more case of like
it's what gives it its charm, really. But
it's more like a detective trying to investigate the disappearances and the Freddy franchise, that type of thing.
Yeah, which could be good. Could be good. Again, Five Nights at Freddy's is one of those things where, like, gameplay wise, not my thing. Lore wise, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I love Five Nights at Freddy's lore. I find that lore really fucking interesting. Gameplay wise, again, it's not my kind of thing. It's I call it cheap pop horror, where it does spooky by just jump scaring, which like that's cheap. Fuck off. You know, like, but you know, I get at the same time, if people are into that, and I respect that. You know, it's just not for me.
Now I'll tell you one. I've been playing Resident Evil 4, the remake of that one. Recently. I haven't played much of it. Played about a couple hours of it. And that's I've gotten to the 70 to Die bug again.
Yeah.
But there's an interesting feature that game has that I thought was pretty neat.
Okay.
Basically, what happens is, no matter what difficulty you set it on, right? If you start doing too well in the game,
yeah,
the game has an adaptive algorithm background which calculates how many headshots you get, how many easy melee kills you get, and combos you run, and then it starts adjusting the game to fuck you over a little bit. So
yeah,
let's say on the easiest difficulty, you get like more health lying around, more ammo lying around, more like crafting materials, type thing. So say like you start going through the first few chapters like fast, getting all this stuff and like one shot just about every enemy you come across. It starts making the enemies move faster in more complex patterns, and then starts removing the extra ammo and the health items out of the game to create a more difficult setting for the player. And that as it goes on.
I'll tell you why I don't like that. I'll tell you the one reason why I don't like that.
Why?
I don't like that because you noticed it. Adaptive difficulty was one of those concepts in video gaming where if it's done right, the player should have no fucking clue it's happening.
I didn't notice it, but the reason I found out about it was I was watching a dev review on it on the game, and they mentioned it coming in. I personally hasn't played it because I am getting a lot of like headshots because the aiming system's quite nice on Resident Evil 4. To be honest, quite smooth. So I'm getting a lot of headshots, and there's a good trick to like you headshot, run forward, and instantly kills just about anything you come across. Yeah. Let's take one of the the
bigger ones,
enemies. So I have been getting quite a lot of them in, and I have noticed like for the difficulties I've got on like normal.
Yeah.
There's nowhere near enough ammo lying around for that. I thought it was just how the game was set up. Less ammo and focus more on like crafting your ammo, that type of stuff. But apparently not.
No, it'll be the adaptive difficulty doing that, which even though the fact you still had that inkling of like, there doesn't seem to be a lot of ammo around. At least the game may be focusing on the fact you had to question it.
Yeah.
That tells me that wasn't implemented that well. You know, like adaptive difficulty shouldn't really be noticeable. It should be one of those things where you definitely feel the difficulty going up, but you can't. You know, you're not sat questioning it. It's just it just feels right.
Yeah.
A great example of adaptive difficulty in a game, right, is the adaptive difficulty in Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Mm-hmm.
That adaptive difficulty system is so fucking cool because it makes sense. You're never sat there going, why the fuck's that doing that? You know, because it makes logical sense. It's like if you're playing through the game and like you end up doing like a lot of stealth, like say you're breezing through your missions by infiltrating at night with night vision goggles, and you're doing like a lot of headshots. What the enemy AI will start doing is it'll put more guards on more patrols into the bases, but it'll also start giving them like bulletproof helmets, so you have to like double tap people to like kill them or knock them out. But it'll also start giving more of the guards the same kind of equipment you have of like night vision goggles, so they can see during the night better, and or like if you like basically take out a lot of objectives by being a sniper and like sniping them from long distances, bases later in the game are going to start having more snipers positioned in them to counter sniper you. You know, and those snipers are going to be more commonly looking out for people that might be snipers, and like the game does these little things that are really. You know, once you notice it happening, it's like, oh, that's a cool fucking system. But you never start questioning why the game does it because it makes sense. You know, because that's how a military would respond. If a threat was like charging in with RPGs all the time, they would just put more tanks there to combat the RPG guy.
They say mine with the my problem with Resident Evil games in general is when I play them, I will try and compare them to the originals.
Yeah.
I think Resident Evil 4 wasn't an old game, but wasn't that old of a game. It was definitely in the new general era of game making type thing. Because a GameCube, I believe, originally came out on.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like if I'm like looking at like a remake of a game, I want to compare it to like the original.
Yeah.
Like for me, I compare like is the story still the same, and does it still have the same feel? You know, it's like I don't mind if like they change how some of the gameplay works, or like, you know, some of the backcode and stuff. Like as long as like the main story being told is still the same story, I don't mind.
Yeah.
As long as we're still like telling the same story as originally, yeah, sure. You know, and some of like the base themes and concepts of the game still work. Yeah, cool. You know, it's like the Silent Hill remake they did a few years ago, where like they turned the fucking fog off, and it's like the game kind of needs the fog to like work as a horror game.
Yeah.
Because like half of the spooky intention comes from at any moment a bitch with a chainsaw could stumble out of the fog at you. If there's no fog, there's no tension. No, which kind of defeats half the point of the fucking story. Because half of the story is that the character is lost, like both lost in this world, but also lost in life in general. That's kind of the plot of the fucking game.
I mean,
you know, like
as for the feel of Resident Evil 4, right? You still got like the very much feel of like Bad Village, that creepy village vibe in the middle of fucking Europe.
Exactly, that's exactly what I mean. Of like that kind of like the setting and the kind of just general tension that like the game should give you. So as long as that's still there and we're still telling the same story, they can do whatever the fuck they want outside of that with the game. Like that's, you know, as long as it's like the things they are doing are well thought out and well implemented, go for it.
What are we talking about?
Video games.
Ah.
I tell you when we did change everything about the game. But still, I think was a good remake, which was the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah, because again, the story itself and like the kind of general themes were still pretty much the same.
Well, no, because
to my understanding with it.
No, they changed the story quite significantly because you got the way the story plays out in the original game. They completely butchered that in the new version. They've got a different like story layout and story progression from the original ones. But again, I don't mind it because the way they've done it. Rematch the story, but it's still done in a very good way where I can still get the same kind of feel of the characters and their growth.
Yeah, which like even then, like change like when it comes to like reimagining the story, so long as like the main beats are the same, you know, like we start here, we go here, we end there.
Yeah,
you know, it's like the in between, fluff and filler. Yeah, fuck around with that if you want. I don't mind. So is the your base story of start, middle, end. those main story beats are about the same, yeah. As long as the general plot is about right, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Even in movies, it's like the like Willy Wonka, right? Yeah, it's like the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then you had Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. I mean, that's the way damn that is. I could be wrong. Either way, like thematically speaking and storyline wise, slightly different movies, but they still have the same general plot beats that tell the same story.
Well, yeah,
you're just getting slightly different interpretations of the story.
Actually,
and one of
I've
them,
got a
Willy
couple-
Wonka's a creep, and the other one, Willy Wonka's kind of understandable.
All right, I've got on the note on remakes. I've got a question for both of you. What if you guys could like pick a game to get a modern like remaster? What would it be?
Honestly, for me, it would be like the entire Brothers in Arms series. Like give me all games in one little package with like a nice little graphics overhaul. Like kind of spruce up a little bit to run better on modern systems. I'd be happy as Larry with that.
Me personally, I want to see a remaster of Battlefield Bad Company.
I mean, yeah. I mean, a Bad Company remake would be pretty nice. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because like, I play a lot of RPGs. Remaking RPG is much more difficult than doing most of the games. In a sense, because RPGs have a weird set pacing. There's like a lot of story elements, but also like the areas where there's no story element or grind to them.
Yeah,
and that's
Which, to be fair, at the same time, like I argue with like RPGs like that, where like, oh, there's a big chunk of the game where there's no real story, there's just a grind.
Yeah.
If I was remaking that RPG, I'd take that bit out of the fucking game. Because that for me, that's where a lot of RPGs die. For me, like gameplay wise, where it's like, oh, I'm really into this story, I'm enjoying this. Oh, I have to go away and kill 500 caribou with a stick to earn enough XP to even stand a chance at dealing with the next chapter of this game. This game can now fuck off. Like...
I would say that any game that deserves a remake and a repolish, I would say it would be in Final Fantasy XI. Because contemporarily, when that game came out, the graphics on it were quite beautiful, and the storyline was quite compelling. Its biggest problem it had was the game mechanics were just so dog shit.
I heard 11 was a bit clunky with its gameplay.
I ground for 2 weeks solid. Right, I got one level.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit I mean. It's
Christ.
like games where like you have to just sit and grind for fucking hours to stand a chance at doing anything with it. It's like, just see if it's like an MMO, right? Yeah, okay, sure, I don't mind, right? But if it's like a single player RPG, it's like, just fucking take that bit out of the game. We don't fucking need that.
Let's say MMO, but what's with Final Fantasy XI was it died early. I will admit that. They expected to have like a good solid, I think like World of Warcraft type run with it.
Yeah.
It died very early in its inception because it came out with their 2 expansion runs on it, which got the level cap up to level 30.
Oh, so are you talking about the MMO version of Final Fantasy 11?
Yeah, because that was the...
Right, sorry, I thought we meant the single player version. Sorry, yeah.
No, because Final Fantasy 10 Part 2, 11, then he went straight to 13, 12, then 13.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah.
That's it. I've not played 14 and I've not played 15 or 16 yet, to be honest.
14... I've not played a lot of Final... The only Final Fantasy I've actually played is the one where the flower girl gets stabbed by the guy with the big fuck off silly sword.
That's 7.
Yeah, I played that one. For a bit.
I think I've played a Final Fantasy game, or at least it was Final Fantasy-esque. I forget what it was called though.
That doesn't help.
All I remember is that I played it in 7th grade off of one of those like unblocked game websites that you like find when you're like
yeah.
On the school computer.
I know the ones you mean. Yeah. I played it. I didn't play a lot of it. I played a bit of, I think it was Fire Emblem 2, maybe Fire Emblem 1 on the DS back in the day. I played a bit of that, and that's kind of Final Fantasy-esque, combat wise at least.
People say Fire Emblem was like Final Fantasy, like low behind, but I'd never got into Fire Emblem.
I was too young to get into it really, but like it was neat. Like you got like airships and stuff. Like, it was a cool setting. I don't know what the fucking plot to the game was, but there was airships and stuff, and the combat was kind of fun. But...
I've got into recent years is the Tale of series.
Yeah, like the Tales of Iron and that.
No, Tales of Arise and Tales of Valor.
Is that yeah? Because it's the ones where you're the little rat dude, like a little rat knight.
No, that's a different game.
Oh,
Yeah, that's an indie version. This is the Japanese company one who makes this one.
right.
And that, and they've done a very unique way with their games. Is their games are very quite modern ones, but what they've done is they haven't put a lot. They kept the graphics very sort of like old school early PS3 style.
Yeah.
And the graphics.
Yeah.
But they've put a lot more into the story and into the mechanics of the game itself, which is very much more interesting way of doing the game compared to what most companies do.
And to be fair, that's just kind of how the indie market is in general these days. Like anyway,
These
like
aren't
most
indie
indie games are very much like that. I know, but like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's like these days the majority of the game market is the indie market. If we're being realistic about the gaming market today, and like most indie games, like at least most indie games that are at from decent indie companies, that's how they do their things. It's like we're not really gonna focus on the graphics. We're going to focus on gameplay and story because that's the shit that counts.
Yeah, that keeps you drawn in.
Yeah, it's like look at like every like indie game that's like hit big in the last like decade. It's been exactly that formula of graphics are fucking horrid, but fuck is the gameplay and story there.
I mean,
Great
Minecraft's
fucking.
quite an example of that, really.
Yeah, I mean not so much because Minecraft doesn't have a story really, but like gameplay wise, yeah, I'm with you. I'm meaning games like like you got Undertale, fucking the sequel to Undertale that I can never remember the fucking name of that came out like I think last year, maybe the year before. I've this thing played it, don't remember the fucking name of it, but it's really fun. Fucking you got Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a great fucking example where like graphics aren't great, but the story is there and the gameplay is fucking num 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 num.
I mean, RuneScape's come back.
Like yeah, exactly. Like old school RuneScape. Like gameplay, story, great graphics, dog shit. But still really fucking fun and popular. Albion Online is a little indie like MMO where again graphics aren't great, gameplay and story, however, good fun. Like that's very much the way a lot of games are doing it these days. Like in the gaming world. It's only the AAA market that ignores that.
Like the Hollow Knight song, they've proof of that one, really.
Oh yeah, fucking when Hollow Knight crashed, like Steam, on like 4 different platforms when it dropped.
Yeah, I mean you say that, but I do argue that both Hollow Knight and Silk Song graphically are fucking beautiful games.
Yeah,
their graphics are fucking there. They're just not the photorealistic art style that a lot of games want to do today. They've stuck to like very, very nice, crisp, like 8-bit pixel art styles. Like I mean, not 8-bit, probably closer to like 64-bit art style, but still really fucking well done, really pretty little games.
When you played, was that Arisen, Rise, that
I don't know what I mean. Yeah,
that like the post-apocalyptic one. That's like basically over the top dungeon crawler.
Yeah,
that's some beautiful graphics to it.
Oh yeah, great graphics. I mean, great graphics, decent gameplay. The story isn't really there for me. I'm not fond of the story there, but like gameplay and graphics wise, yeah, great little game, good fun.
The other thing I've got is as you know, Wizard of the Coast tried to launch their own VTT.
They did, yes. And no one is using it because it sucks.
It sucked hard.
Who did?
Wizard. D&D.
Yeah, you know the company that publishes the indie.
No, I didn't hear like the very first bit. Like all I heard was like the last bit of Wizards because of Faminti's accent. At the very
they released their own VTT, the virtual tabletop system. I still remember they released it because one of the biggest things they came out with saying we're going to have a Fortnite style battle pass for it.
Yeah, God. Yeah, and everyone told them to fuck all the way off.
Yeah, because how the fuck's it going to work? Because it's a D&D game is supposed to be like free flow.
Yeah,
how the fuck you going to make a quantum thing for a battle pass?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's just nah.
Who gets the dungeon master, the players?
That's just retarded.
Yeah. So that's been dying a death a little bit. I mean, it's still technically functional, but
yeah,
it's like
It's just nobody fucking uses it.
It's like 20 quid to run it.
Yeah.
And so what Wizards of the Coast now done is they're partnering with the more established VTTs. So they've got a partnership with Foundry where they built their own module system to bring into Foundry to import like the monster manuals over and that type of stuff straight into Foundry's what's it called? Compendiums.
Yeah.
And that. Because I noticed that myself when I was digging around in them in the modules for Foundry.
Yeah, the only thing is though is like there was already modules for that for Foundry. They just weren't official. It was still the official rules. It just wasn't endorsed. You know, and it's like kind of from my perspective, it's like that's just pissing in the wind. Like nothing's really changed. From my point of view, it's like I already had access to this content. Like just because like we've slapped the Wizards of the Coast fucking label of approval on it. Doesn't give me any more or less benefit, really.
Well, the way it's supposed to work now with the new Foundry updates coming out soon with the Wizard Course. Basically, if you buy the module on Beyond, right, there's going to be a code from there you can transfer into Foundry, which will automatically bring over like all the maps, character assets, NPC assets, and all that type of stuff. Straight into your game files for setting up game mode in Foundry.
Yeah, which like awesome, but like before said update comes out, we can already do that anyway because there's modules for that's been made by D&D fans that's available on Foundry. You know, so you don't have to waste like fucking 80 quid buying a rule book that tells you that this is how I do this campaign because it's already there. You know, like all they're doing is putting the sticker of approval on it, and then like having an import system where like now you have to go through Wizards of the Coast and pay the fucking 80 quid to get a code to do what you can already do for free. So it's like literally, what is the benefit here to the player? Like I can see the benefit to Wizards of money, but where's the player benefit?
There's no benefit to the player.
I think there is
exactly.
To someone like you, probably not. Right, but to someone like him who's more of a newer DM, having that ability of bringing the assets for that module straight away without having to try and fabricate some or dig around and getting the like other versions working correctly would be more of a accessible boon, shall we say?
I mean, it would be, but you're giving this is the thing. It would be, but you're giving Wizards too much fucking credit because you're expecting Wizards to do this in a way where basically you copy the code, it downloads the shit, and everything's pre-built. Knowing fucking Wizards, they're gonna do it the way they do the actual module's physical print, where all the information is there. But if you actually want to play it, you got to sit for 6 fucking hours putting shit where it's meant to fucking be. You know, or like reading through the rules and going, why have you done that way, you fucking idiots? That is stupid. Do it this way.
As far as I can tell, what they're going to bring in is like the maps are already going to be set up for you, but none of the tokens are on the maps, and you got to get all the assets already made for the tokens. So you've got like all the monsters you expect to fight in that module will be the token for that will be there, and there's stat block already imprinted, that type of thing, and all that will be ready to go. Especially with same with any NPCs that should be appearing would already be set up there with stat blocks and items and all that type of stuff.
The problem is like with like the fucking fan made versions that are already available on Foundry, they're already doing it better. No, you know yourself, like from doing like Minds of Phandelver, most of those map assets, it's like, yep, the map's there, the terrain's set up pretty much okay. You know, if I'm supposed to be fighting a fucking monster here, either the token for that monster's there or an equivalent is about there. You know, like everything's like it's ready to go. Yeah. You might want to proof check it and go through and be like, okay, we'll get rid of that and we'll swap it for this, or we'll just get rid of this group of enemies here because my party can't deal with that, which that's D&D anyway, but it's already ready to go. You can just run it as is. Whereas with what you're describing here, it's like, as a DM, I now fucking import this thing that I've now paid a shit ton of money for, and I still have to do half the fucking setup work that I don't have to do today if I use the free version. So literally, where is the fucking reason for me to go pay the money? The free one is already doing the same thing better. So where's my incentive to go spend money.
But that's the joke people have been saying, though. It's like Foundry was a fan system set up for VTTs.
Yes.
And all that. And they did it better than D&D's been trying to pull off with their VTT system.
Exactly, and like even the way they're like, it's sounding like to me with the the integration here, where they're doing like a little bit of teamwork. The way Foundry already works sounds 10 times better than what's being proposed here.
Right from the VTT, what they've gone for is more of a 3D system, like Baldur's Gate runs on.
Yeah, which like neat, but
yeah, to me, part of the fun of D&D is the map system I'm using for our games. Some of them are beautiful maps.
Yeah, like a nice 2.5D system going on, where you do have elevation and things to worry about, but
yeah, but it's still like the idea of D&D should hold that element of imagination to it.
Yes.
Where you're imagining the fierce battle of your character, it's like firing a massive fireball at a dragon that's trying to munch your face off.
Yeah.
Like I said, the old school, like very much theater of the mind type thing.
Yeah. What the mind can... It's true, like creatively speaking, either way. It's like fucking the old sayings, like, oh, like fucking, whatever your mind can come up with is 10 times like scarier than whatever you can show on screen.
Yeah.
It's true for like, it's true in every regard of like whatever the brain can come up with, with its imagination is going to look 10 times more beautiful than what you can realize on the screen. Or whatever the brain can imagine is going to look 10 times cooler than what you can depict on screen. And
yeah,
like
because visualization is limited to some degree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I see the merit of what they're trying to do with the theirs, where they say to make more 3D type angle round for the players to feel more immersed in it. But again, it's D&D merger for D&D has always been that case of, it's a story told between you and your DM.
That's what it's like. Realistically, like as a long-term dungeon master, like it's not the module's job or like the software's job to immerse your players.
Yeah,
it's the dungeon master's job to build that immersion. By giving the players lore details about the world they're living in.
Yeah. And Fatman has done an amazing job.
Fatman T's been doing a really good job.
Yeah, Fatman T's been doing an amazing job. I don't think any of us have told Fatman T that. You've been doing an amazing job as a DM so far for us.
Thank you. It's my very first time doing it.
But that's what I mean. A lot of like the immersion that we've been getting from like the campaign we're running hasn't been the VTT giving us immersion or even the actual module of Phandelver. It's been our interactions with both with our characters, and like the characters of the world, but also just the lore of the world itself, and like asking questions and getting into the nitty gritty of what the fuck is going on. Like that's like our brains and our mouths doing that work and immersing ourselves.
Yeah,
realistically, we could get that same level of immersion without a VTT and just playing over Discord.
Yeah.
But because it's a show, and also dice rolling is a little tricky.
Yeah.
Having that software makes life easier for the viewers and also mathematically for doing dice rolls and skill checks and things.
Yeah. I was saying like the value of VTTs. I say with me the Phandelver by itself, I have tweaked some of the NPCs slightly.
Yeah.
And that, because I think personality wise, given what the information I have in the guide, I think the super ed where I've seen other people play them. Like the
which even
Town Miat.
That's half of and that's half of the fun of D&D is like every dungeon master is going to interpret characters and certain rules in different ways. No two runs of the same campaign are gonna be the same. So you're gonna have different characters, they interact with each other and the world in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have different DMs that interpret the characters and the rules and the story in very different ways and make their own little modifications here and there.
Yeah, because I said my game for this campaign is to be very much a legacy run.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What do you mean legacy run?
Basically, you take the same characters from module to module, story to story.
Oh, right. Okay,
each campaign ties into the last storyline wise, usually through the continuation of one character or several.
Yeah.
So, like, say, Phandelver has a max level cap of about 5.
So, after we reach that, we go on to the next.
Well, they'll say
Nice.
the next module has max character cap of 10 and a base start of like 2 or 3 type thing.
Wait. So are we going to be de-leveled when we finish Phandelver and move on to the next one, or are we going to be able to keep the levels we already have?
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
And the modules do get more difficult as you start progressing linear through them. So each one has like higher level caps and that type of thing.
Yeah.
There will become a point where you would eventually, I think by the time we reach Strahd, you'll be getting a nerf somewhat.
I mean, to be fair, like Strahd is one of those like modules where it's like you can do it either way. Like you can de-level the party to like meet the module, or you can level up the module to meet the party. Both work pretty flawlessly.
Yeah. You know, so it's not like that's my aim to do is like that kind of run. Like, say if you do get another character death, the next character you roll up will have to have something to do like link to your previous character in some way.
Yeah. I mean, that's what those rules like. I don't know if like making that mandatory is really fun. You know, like, yeah, I feel like it should be one of those things where it's like it's an option if you want to do it that way, do it that way. But like, you know, because there's gonna be times where like you're gonna make a character and it's like there's no real way to tie this to this new character I want to play.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, like
it's going to be a case of I'm playing that one by ear. That's not how General Electric Run Stream works. Like, you know, one character dies and then his son takes his place, or you know, lost girlfriend takes his place, something like that. And
yeah, which like it's one way to do it, but it's I argue it kind of kills the creativity a little bit for some of the players. Like,
yeah, it's like one thing I'm working on that kind of concept. Put together some of the bridge I want to cross when I eventually have to get to that point.
Yeah,
to be honest,
it's one of those things. Like I'd say, like definitely, like let it be an option and like you know, like make the players aware. Like, hey, this is a thing you can do, but like don't expect people to do it. Like as the dungeon master, like give them it as an option. Be like, this is a thing you can do, and we can work with it storyline wise. But like, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those ones I'm thinking of, but I haven't. It's not one of those I'm set in stone of type thing.
Yeah.
On the run. So then we make a nice little challenge for the players to try and come up that way. But again, I can understand like, you know, you might want to take your character in a completely different direction and background. You know, for
exactly. It's like with the character I'm playing right now for D&D, like Favre Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if Favre Phoenix gets killed off and I decide, okay, I want to play a warlock next. You know, like there's not a lot of like ways I can tie those two character ideas together of priest and demon worshipper. You know, like there's only like 3 or 4 ways they could have interacted. You know, and like they're neat ideas, they're cool concepts, but it's like, you know, like what if I just want a clean slate idea? You know, it's like, yeah, this character has no fucking ties to the last dude. He's just here.
We could do a warlock with a tie to a benevolent god instead of an evil one type thing.
I mean, yeah, but I also fucking despise those fucking builds. I fucking hate fucking like warlocks that are like I like warlocks that are like lawful good and like they're good guys, but like they work for an evil deity. I like that because that's a fun dichotomy.
Yeah.
What I fucking hate is like characters where it's like a warlock that's either a bad guy with a good god or they're a good guy with a good god. Because it's like just play a fucking cleric then.
Yeah.
Like what's like if you want to be a good guy with magic, play a fucking cleric.
Yeah.
That's literally their job description. Yeah, but
I mean, it's a concept. Now I don't know the ones I've got in the works. You know that one's more a case of being punished by a good god, being a twat.
Yeah. No, it's like no. Again, cool character concept, but it's like
yeah.
You know, like if your last character was say a barbarian that couldn't read and didn't really believe in religion, what's your fucking tie between those two characters? You know, like there's only like a handful of ways you can really tie those two together, and it kind of ties your hands a little bit with what the backstory for, like the new character is gonna be. You know, like, which is, it takes some of the magic out of it. You know, take some of the magic of making your character it takes it away, because it's like, now I have to worry about the story of the last character and find a way to tie the two together, and it kills the magic a little bit,
Oh yeah, I completely understand that. It's like, say, it's the thing I was like toying with as a concept.
Yeah, it's always like some players would absolutely love that concept because some players really like that kind of a character creation challenge. Other players like me, I don't. If I'm making a character, I don't like being constrained like that. I'd much rather have it where, like, if I want to do that, that's absolutely fine. Or I can make a new character and take them in a wildly different direction and do my own thing. Like, I much prefer having that freedom.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's, like, say for example, by the time Father Phoenix dies, I've told his story now. Like, it's fine. There's nothing else to really do with that character. It's like, yeah, okay, I'd like to move on to a new guy now.
What was that?
I was like, kind of like with Iron Root, how you've kind of.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, that story isn't finished because like there's plans with that still. But like, yeah, kind of.
I'm still kind of sad he had to get killed off because I thought.
Oh, give it time. Give it time. You think you fucking sad now? Just wait. Give it time.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm gonna be pouring just fucking all of the salt into that wound. I'm gonna be twisting that dagger as fucking hard as I can because I am a bitch.
Oh yeah, I have plans for that little side note that we keep going through for a bit longer.
Oh yeah, and this thing, like, I'll let you know when it's the right time to to pull the pin on that particular grenade, Fat Manty. I'll let you know when we should do it. Because there's a very particular point in the module where it's like right there is exactly where that would fit fucking beautifully to just get that fucking knife in there and just twist it.
I've got the next module picked out. Let's go buy it.
Yeah, because it's fuck. What is the next one? I never remember what's after Find-Delver.
They're basically going on the list how they've got it set on Beyond.
Yeah.
So the last one for Delver, Tyranny of Dragons.
Tyranny of Dragons. That's the one.
Yeah.
I always remember it's Dragon something, but I can never remember if it's Tyranny or Dragon Coast. It's Tyranny is next.
That was quite far down the list, actually. I think
it is. Yeah. It's a pretty late in one.
Yeah.
Which is fair because it's a fucking. It's one of those ones like if you start there, not too bad.
Yeah.
See if you're like level 10 onwards and you try and tackle that, it can be evil. It can be really fucking tricky. It's a really fun campaign as a result.
Have a lot of popularity today.
No, probably not. No, it's D&D Beyond. What do you expect?
Tyranny of Dragons. There's the Prince of Apocalypse.
Give me a sec. I'll be right back.
Out
of the Abyss. Then I think Curse Strasbourg the first time I was going to put a nerf in on the levels.
Yeah.
That's because of the way that story begins. It gives you a pretty good way to nerf the characters.
Yeah.
And that's what my plan for the nerf is.
Yeah, it's one of those campaigns like I'm with you, like especially because it'll be your first time running Curse of Strahd. It's like, yeah, just de-level the players rather than trying to level the campaign up to them.
Yeah.
Like because like scaling a campaign up to meet like higher level players is a lot more difficult than descaling players to meet the campaign level.
I'm pretty sure Out the Abyss is already like a level 20 campaign anyway.
I think it starts around level 12, if I remember rightly. It's like its recommended start point, but you can start it. It's what's fun about like every D&D module. You can start it at level 1 with relative ease.
Yeah.
With some of them, it takes a little bit more experience to be able to run it at level 1, but every single one of them can be done at level 1.
That's what buy it, isn't it? Or tell me anything.
Most likely, yeah. As I if I remember rightly, Out of the Abyss is like it made with the idea of do it about level 10 to 15 is where you want to start, but like you can easily start at level 1 and descale the campaign to meet the players, which is a lot easier than scaling a campaign up. Scaling campaigns down is a lot more fucking easy than scaling it up.
Yeah, because level 5 by the time we finish there, level 10 level 15, about level 20-ish area.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say I've got you in hand to give big pebbles out, sort of bits out, pieces out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what my plan is, at any rate. That. There's actually lots for Phandelver, lots of Cursed Stride, and like Icespire Peak.
Icespire Peak's fairly common because that was one of the starter set modules.
Yeah.
From back in the day when those were big.
Yeah, so I've seen all those recently, but I haven't seen many of these three.
Yeah, those ones aren't as popular. In fairness, like your three big ones are like Phandelver, Curse of Strahd, we just said it a minute ago. Icespire Peak, right? Yeah, Icespire Peak. But Icespire Peak, and then Dragon Coast. They're like your top four, where like most people have either played it or are familiar with it in the D&D community. A lot of the other ones are like a bit more obscure, whereas like unless you're like hard way into D&D or you've been like playing for a lot of years, and like especially like running campaigns for a lot of years. It's like most players just don't know, like 'cause they're not as popular, not as many people want to do them, but.
I got find you actually, Dragon's Coast.
It's because you're in Adventures. It's up in the long form ones, or at least it used to be up in source books. Ivor Darter's been taken down because they're doing a redo on it. Except I've heard a rumor they're doing a second one. Huh?
We're Sword Coast Adventure Guide.
It's not Sword Coast. It's Dragon Coast. You're looking for
Dragon Coast. No, not there.
Yeah, it might have been taken down for a bit then, because I've heard they're doing a remake on it for the new rule set. So it might be down until that gets published. Yeah, because I know they do that every once in a while.
Yeah, I can't see it here. On that.
Yeah.
Dragonlance, but I don't know that's it.
It's not, no.
See, I'm going to get the Xanthos Guide to everything anyway. As part of like a booster thing to the game.
Zenithar's Guide to Everything is it's one of those source books where it can be helpful as a dungeon master, but it's only really helpful as a dungeon master if you're doing a lot of homebrew work. It's really good for homebrew.
Yeah.
Not from a dungeon master perspective. Whereas I argue it's one of those rare source books where it's more valuable to the players because it's got so many like races and like subclasses like you can like pull from and make a different character than you'd normally play. It's far more valuable to the players versus the DM a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like about 90% of the stuff in there is like the players are going to have more fun with that than most dungeon masters, unless you're a dungeon master like me, where you're working on on your own custom campaign. Then it's really valuable because it's full of loads of lore to pick through and like a lot of like races you can play with and stuff. But for the most part, there's a rare example of a source book where the players want that versus a dungeon master wants it.
Yeah, I'm planning to get the Monster Manual, but I don't know. I'm having to debate to get the new version of Monster Manual or the old one.
For the most part, I would say get the older one because for the most part we're playing with the older rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's. I mean, again, I'm biased because I'm not a big fan of a lot of the new rules in like 5e 2.0. Like I don't like a lot of the changes, but like to be fair, I'm old, stubborn, and fucking stuck in my ways.
A lot of the modules getting retooled to fit the new rule set.
Yeah, but at the same time, what I do appreciate is while they are redoing them to fit the old rule set, they're still doing them in a way where the old rule set is still more viable. You can still do it the old way if you want.
Yeah.
Which I much prefer.
Yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to get both eventually. And that. But I'll probably get the basic one first.
So I argue that's your best bet. Is like basically get to grips with like because the older rules are far more well, for the most part, the older rules are, in my opinion, more streamlined and a lot easier to follow. Whereas a lot of the newer rules, it's like we were already doing it that way. You didn't really have to put that into fucking writing. Or it's like, why the fuck did you make that way? That's so shit compared to how it used to be. There's some real changes where it's like, yeah, that was desperately needed. That's a really good fucking change. But they are few and far between.
What I do like as a rule change for the new 5e1 is where your background actually has a tangible effect on your character. So you gain so you take the scholarly feat, you get like some basic magic.
Yeah, like
one spells go with it.
It's one of those things where, like, I do like it, but I don't like that it's forced. I'd rather it was one of those things where, like, if you want to do it that way, you can.
Yeah.
I would have much rather they basically made 2 versions of each background. And it's like, like you can have this background, version like the old school one, which it's just flavor text, or you can have the new version where it gives you the bonus abilities.
Yeah.
Either or is fine. I would rather do it that way than versus making a whole new rule set where it's one or the other. You got to pick rule set A or rule set B, and you can only access rule set A or rule set B. I would rather they kind of just made it an addition to the rules versus a new set. But
oh yeah, I mean I can stand both sides of that argument, to be honest.
yeah, I understand why they did it the way they did. I just would have preferred that they hadn't really, but
yeah.
Anyway, it's what about 11 o'clock now.
Getting there, yeah.
10 to 11. We've been going for about 2.5 hours. Give it
about 3 hours. About 3 hours, yeah.
2.5.
No, I would say we've been in here about 3 hours, and we did a pre-show, so probably about 2.5 we've been running.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you guys, but I think that is a fucking good spot to call it a night.
Yeah. All right.
We can do if you want.
I'm a little biased because my fucking throat is starting to hurt, but like, what with me fucking carrying the show, being the talent, but like, fucking,
Well, the fact
hashtag
for 3 hours before the show started.
Well, you would think that'd be the reason my throat starts hurt during the shows. It's the reason I'm able to go as long as I can in these shows. If I didn't sing before the shows to do my vocal warm-ups, I would die 25 minutes into these shows.
Oh, fuck me, I'm yawning. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna end it there, because they've got the Friday coming up. And that.
Yeah. Which, as for what we're doing on Friday, we will fucking make that up closer to the time, as per usual, folks at home.
I might do the do that, what do you call it, tavern game on Friday.
What is it?
Game, sorry? Oh, the tavern game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bronzebeard. I mean, yeah, I'd be down, yeah.
All right, how much is that? How much is that?
It's literally free to play, gamer.
Ah, okay.
It's a literal free to play game.
Well, I mean,
you should know that. Given like last time I invited you to come play with me and Jaden, I told you that.
All right. Let me add that to the library. I will queue that for download when we get off.
Okay,
understandable.
Big as a shitty PC can run it, so yours should be able to.
Yeah. How big is it? Out of curiosity.
I don't know. It's like fucking 6 gigs.
It's less than 3. Okay.
Yeah. It's a tiny little game. Like.
Yeah. All right.
That is well, right? It's like, if it doesn't fit, just fucking delete a game you don't play anymore. Like, you're not sat here with a 50 gig hard drive. It'll fit. And if it doesn't fit, delete something you don't play anymore. Stop hoarding fucking games, you dickhead.
I've got like 1 terabyte hard drive on my system. Games.
I think my hard drive is about 1 terabyte, and I think my Steam library takes up maybe 200 gigs. Free at a push.
I mean, admittedly, mine's, I think I've got like 200 gigs left on my terabyte hard drive for that, but like I said, my operating system runs on standard HDD.
Yeah. I just have a 1 terabyte HDD. That's all I have. Everything runs on a HDD.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, we'll same call there. Probably put out on Friday, then hopefully D&D returns.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yes, it should be on this Sunday.
And if it's not, I'm going to beat somebody with a spoon.
Yeah, if it's not, it'll be next. Eventually, it'll happen. It should be this week. If it isn't, it'll be next week. And if it is next week, it'll be a different week. But at some point, it will be back. It's fine.
You have to finish off this goddamn adventure.
Yes.
Hopefully, yeah.
By hook or by crook, if I have to go to America and drag everyone together, I will do it.
Yeah. I'll make that 6-hour drive up there just to smack both of those.
Anyway.
So, yep. So, good night. Good luck. Wait for an echo.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you all on the next one.
Now you can go.
I was tempted to steal Scotty's line again just to be a dickhead.
No,
have a good one, y'all.
Fucking don't. It does my tits in. Like that's been my fucking line to end the show for fucking 3 years now.
Who did me do?
Right, that like you've been on, compared to that line, you've been on this show 10 minutes. Like don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't even like it when Fat Man T steals my lines.
All right, I'll catch you later. I'll catch you guys later. Did you get